I hope if you guys are brand new to the channel, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe down below. That helps you get all the alerts when I'm live. Sort of. Not always, because they don't always alert you. Randy Orton with a punt to the Big Show's head. His big fat dome punted in the head. If you guys are new to the Joe Cronin Show, hit that sub button down below. We're going to take your phone calls tonight. That was Monday Night Raw. New to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, hate it, subscribe down below, or whatever you want to do with it. We're going to talk about it here tonight on the Joe Cronin Show. Stick around for just a second while we get all the subs in here and get the alerts out to everybody. Get the poppin' icons out. Get the Patreon link out. Get everything rolling. It's all going to take a few seconds. Stick around. I want to know what you guys think about Raw. How bad was it? How good was it? And we got some news stories, too, that we got to talk about as well.
When Raw, SmackDown, WWE, or AEW end, tune in to the Joe Cronin Show. Live on YouTube for review and reaction. Joe Cronin and Jake break down all the action. All of it. The Joe Cronin Show. Your source for wrestling opinions, news, and insanity. A wrestling podcast with attitude. Mature audiences only. Join our community of over 70,000 people. Subscribe free on YouTube to The Joe Cronin Show.
About Joe Cronin, like I could care less. I'm not really a fan of Joe Cronin, but definitely not a fan.
He thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a very shock jock or whatever. But I have to explain, he looks like one of those guys from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper.
That guy is retarded, and yeah, I could care less about him, dude.
This is the Epic Voice Guy. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
It's July 20th, 2020, and we've experienced Monday Night Raw again. We've experienced another hellacious Monday Night Raw. China Google, we love you. Love, peace, China Google. Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw opened up the show tonight. I thought the beginning of Raw was kind of a nice opening. I really did. I thought the beginning was nice. I thought they started pretty nice to begin the show, like for a minute. I didn't really appreciate how long that whole thing went. Aleister Black and everything else went on and on and on and on. But, you know, before that I was good. I don't know. One day I'll be at 70,000 subs again. I've never been there at all. Again. I haven't been there at all. I'd love to get there at all. Horrible show. A lot of people saying horrible show. A lot of feedback here from everybody that it was a terrible show, Monday Night Raw tonight. Shout out to the chat. We're going to find out what you guys thought about it. Hopefully everything is rolling along. We are live on the Monday Night Raw review. And hopefully the alert went out to everybody, man. I don't know. And the 24/7 championship changed hands. I don't know, man. I don't know. How do you feel about that? How does everybody feel about that? We're going to find out. I don't even know, man. I was looking on Twitter for some actual feedback about that, and I didn't get a big vibe into what was going on exactly with that. You know, not an exact vibe about, you know, what people were thinking about the 24/7 title. Probably because nobody cares. That's probably because no one gives a crap about the title, which is too bad, man. It really, it's too bad. It should be more, I mean, you know, we've talked about it a million times, so many times over that, you know, it's kind of ridiculous to keep talking about it more about that in that way, but it's like, you know, it's weird because you think they could do so much with it, and you think especially now that they'd be able to do a lot with it because, It's because of everybody being at home and because of COVID and because of what's going on in the WWE and what's going on in wrestling and the world in general and Florida. You would think that we'd be able to do something with it, but unfortunately, they can't just figure this thing out at all. They can't seem to figure it out at all. So I guess I can start with some of the things. Let me start with the good. I'm going to start tonight with the good stuff. I don't normally do that. I normally start with the bad shit, and then I start flipping out. I'm going to start with the good stuff, with the pretty good stuff. And if there's more good stuff that I'm missing, that I missed, you guys let me know. 339-226-6610. That is the phone number, 339-226-6610. The phone lines are wide open tonight. I want to congratulate Jake, man. We really killed it. All of you guys killed it. He always does a good job when we do this every couple of years. He usually does it every year, but he's just done a great job raising over $2,663 for the Connecticut Children's Fund for Extra Life. All the donations went right to Extra Life. He really facilitated this beautifully. You guys really answered the call to this. So, again, I just want to say thank you guys for helping Jake with this and for helping us with this charity stream. That was huge, man. You guys killed it over the weekend. And because of that, Jake was up all night, all day and all night doing the charity stream. Then he was on Corrupted Podcast with me on my podcast on Patreon. And that was awesome. We had a bunch of people from back in the day all together for the first time in a while. And then on top of that, he was up recording with me the other day. So he's just done, man. He's in a bed, sleeping, probably passed out, probably missed Raw. You know, I don't even know. He's just, man, that guy is beat from all the work that he did all week long. And he still hasn't picked out a goddamn computer chair. So hopefully if he listens to this, which he might, he usually does, he will pick out a computer chair. But no, I'm going to start with the good stuff. And if you guys have good stuff to say, bring it on. I want to hear the good stuff tonight. I want to hear the bad stuff. I thought for the most part tonight was trash, but that's just me. We also put up a poll. I'm going to get to that in a minute. A poll. What did you guys think? Was Raw better than the horror show? Which one was better? And I think the poll on that's going to be interesting. What was better, the horror show at Extreme Rules or Raw? I mean, the excitement for the horror show and Extreme Rules was low, but at least there was something to it. Like, yeah, I'm not excited for this, really, but I'm kind of curious what they're going to do. Interesting. Tonight, I had no curiosity about anything. Tonight, I felt no curiosity about a single goddamn thing. I thought, like, you know, this sucks. Like, I don't care about anything. I'm kind of interested in Big Show and Orton because they're throwbacks a little bit. They never were, like, the top guys that I really loved, but they were always respectable veterans or just, you know, tenured wrestlers, guys that know, you know, you know what they're doing. To me, they're usually kind of boring, but, you know, they're still from the old school where I feel like nobody wrestles a lot like these guys anymore. But even Orton and Big Show to me weren't my favorite style of wrestling. You know, I still miss guys right before Big Show and Orton, but still, I was interested. You know, let's see what they do with it. And I thought it was okay. You know, it was all right. It was probably the better thing that went down on the show. But let's play a donation real quick from you guys. You guys can super chat down below as always, or you guys can use Streamlabs, or I think it's Joe Cronin. I think it's JoeCroninLive.com or JoeCroninShowLive.com, something like that. Anyway, it's on Streamlabs. It just pop up. Oh my God,
Joe
Billy.
vs. Orton in 2020 still more entertaining than anything else in wrestling. Ha.
How is Orton still more entertaining? Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing about it, Scavenger. The thing about it, Scavenger, is I've never been a gigantic Orton fan. I've always been a fan of the RKO, and I've always thought he was a pretty decent bad, you know, heel guy. You know, I'm not a big Orton fan. I know there's a lot of you guys out there that are, though. I know there's a lot of you guys out there that love Randy Orton. He's like your favorite wrestler, and that's it. Especially people who started watching wrestling maybe in 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, or later. You guys love Randy Orton. I don't really care that much for him, but he's solid. I think he's a solid wrestler. He's a solid wrestler, solid character, who in my opinion is a 7 out of 10. He's a 7 out of 10 solid legend wrestler. However, right now, he is like the best thing going. Because when he was around with Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker and Edge and so on and so forth, and you go down the line of all these people, Randy Orton appeared to be, he was like sort of a mid-card top-level guy to me. Like, there was so many guys above his level to me, but I knew he was good, and I liked him, and I liked the RKO, I liked the Diamond Cutter, I liked the Cutter, I like whatever it is. His promos are usually pretty good, and so, you know, this guy right now is the guy. I mean, I'm trying to think of who. I mean, like, Drew McIntyre to me is great. I like Drew McIntyre better than Randy Orton, but Randy Orton carries the legend vibes and the clout that Drew McIntyre just kind of is just starting to taste now. You know, being the top dog, coming from a sort of a lower mid-card goof into this badass that we know now, and we saw him in NXT do it. We saw him on the Indies do it. This transformation in this guy is amazing, and it's awesome. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's Randy Orton really sticks out as a top guy, like such a top guy. What would they be doing if they didn't have Orton? Can you imagine if this show did not have Orton tonight? And it really shows, man. And even Roman Reigns not being there, even though I'm not a big Roman Reigns fan, but I still don't feel like we have anybody who is a world champion top guy that I'm just must see. It feels to me that we just have all these sort of mid-card Rick Rude type of heels. And I think, I don't know, man. I don't feel like there's any top guys. When I look at Hulk Hogan and Triple H and Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, and even Shawn Michaels kind of bumps down a tier, even though he's my favorite. He's my favorite wrestler. But I'll admit it. If you're trying to sell an arena out somewhere, and you back in the day, and you said Shawn Michaels, you know, he would sell, but he wouldn't sell like Hulk Hogan or like Stone Cold or like The Rock would even. You know, even The Undertaker, I don't know how much he would have sold out back then. It would have been more. So when I'm talking about top A-plus tier guys, there is not one of those guys right now. And the closest thing you had was Roman. And even he is not a top, isn't like those other guys. He is somewhere else in a tier below that. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what tier that would be. But they're missing that top tier guy. And back in the day, they used to have multiple top tier guys. But tonight, the show was mostly bad to me. But it was watchable, but it again felt too long. It just felt so goddamn long. The opening 10 minutes was fine. When they opened up Raw the way they did, I thought that was fine. With what Seth Rollins did, I thought the explanation was okay. I thought that was interesting. But then it just went on and on and on, and we had all the commercials, and, you know, it made sense that Aleister Black was out there to attack Seth, and then he had to deal with Buddy Murphy, and, you know, Seth Rollins and Aleister Black happens, and Seth Rollins wins the match eventually. So, I mean, he just defeats Aleister Black, so that's interesting that Aleister Black was just kind of like this sort of stepping stone, and then they double team, beat the crap out of him. Nobody comes to help out Rollins. They just attack him and beat him down, similar to what they were doing to other people before, like Ray. Where's Aleister Black's friend, man? Where's I kept expecting a friend to come out, and I was like, they're going to go with the 2-on-1. Oh, my God, the good guy's in trouble. We need the savior to show up. And I was like, they do this every week, I feel like. I feel like they do that every week, the whole gang mentality, like, no one's coming to save you now, like, and then someone does. I feel like that happens every week on the show. Does anybody else feel that way? Somebody in the chat. Does anybody feel that way? Do you guys feel that way? Like that every week that happens? Eat 2 more edibles, Joe. What do you want? Do you want to see me flip out and go crazy, dude? You want to see me eat my own head? Dude, I might. 339-226-6610. The number has been passing above. I will take your calls tonight. Jake is not feeling good. He is probably sleeping right now. And we'll take the donos too, man. What's up?
What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Give me some bubbly.
Look at this.
Yeah, jack me off, Jericho.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Joe, it is my birthday today. Can I get a Joe Cronin special song?
Happy.
Amanda Carmen, I am coming for you on Friday, and your crusty ass is mine.
Oh, my God.
Time is ticking. TikTok suck my cock.
Happy birthday. Randy Viper. Happy birthday, man. That's so weird that your name is Randy Viper, right? I mean, it's pretty cool, right? I don't know, man. Hey, man, thank you so much for the donation. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday, Randy Viper. I'll whip something up for you in the next few minutes. We'll figure something out. I'll find a tune, and we'll do something weird. I don't know, maybe it's this one. I was thinking happy birthday, though. Nah, that's not good enough. Well, maybe this will work. Yeah, we'll whip that up later. We'll bring that. That's a tease for Randy Viper's birthday. Yo, Randy Viper, thank you, man. Thanks for the support of the show, dude. I am pretty exhausted because I ran around the block with my kids today. Like, we went for a run. Like, we were running around everywhere, and it was like heat index was like, don't go outside today. It basically was like, don't go outside. I don't know. I went outside anyway, but I definitely feel the heaviness in the air. It's crazy.
Here we go.
I know what it's like where you guys are right now, but I was just, dude, I was a mess today.
Here we go. Oh, no.
It's diverse.
Someone from crowd yelled eye for the stip for Ziggler versus Drew. Show sucked.
Oh my God.
Big Show and Orton's promos were good, but match sucked.
You know, diverse, I thought the Big Show's promo was pretty good, and I thought Orton's promo was good. But didn't Big Show's promo kind of remind you of Lars Sullivan's promo? When a lion gets in the ring and sees its prey, a lion does its primary function. Like, didn't it remind you of Lars Sullivan's promo right before he got suspended for racist things on a blog post 10,000 years ago? Did anybody else remember that? I was thinking that the whole time when the Big Show was cutting the promo. I was like, dude, is this almost the same? See, a leopard can't change its spot. It was like the same promo, dude. I was like, is this Lars Sullivan again? Are we going to find out tomorrow that the Big Show did blackface? I mean, this is very strange. But whatever. Anyway, it was still good, though, because the Big Show delivered it more seriously to me. Or it seemed more serious. There was something about Lars Sullivan that it felt like he was reading a promo. It felt like somebody told him, like, hey, when a lion stalks its prey, its primary function and all these things. And he was like, all right, I'll do that, I guess. Which is weird because, you know, Brody Lee in AEW talked about how he wanted to be this kind of smart big guy who was like, I will disembowel you from inside out. I'll break down your organs into something I can love and wear around my neck. That's kind of what he wanted to do, this sort of like sadistic but smart guy. And Vince was like, no. But then he had Lars Sullivan go out there and be like, the primary function of a lion. And that to me was like very similar. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know that we're off track here, but the fact that, because Jake's not here, I'm off track. But the fact of the matter is, how did I ever do this before Jake and before my old co-host? Like, how did I ever do these things? I have to write down what I'm going to talk about. That's the answer. So I wrote down most of what I was going to talk about here tonight. Plus, I got the matches in front of me, which is a whole different thing. But 339-226-6610, the Skype is open, brothers, if you want to call and say something about Raw. We're going to look at the polls in just a second, but we're not going to look at them yet. We're going to take another dono and see what's up. But first, Diverse, yeah, what I wanted to say about Diverse's donation. And Diverse, what did you drop, $5? I guess that's enough to put you on the board, man. Top donation from Diverse so far, keeping my show alive. Nobody has to donate, but if you do, it is much appreciated to keep the shows on the air. So thank you, Diverse. Big time, man. Thank you, brother. Yeah, the crowd was a little distracting tonight. But it's like, I'm assuming that they're told to be loud because, make noise. Say whatever you want. Just don't swear. Say, like, suck a dick. Don't say that. But I'm sure they're told, like, don't yell swears and like, weird stuff. You know what I mean? But they're probably told, like, be loud. Go ahead and yell, like, boo. And when the cues of who the heels and the good. I'm sure they've had that conversation in the back. Like, who the heels, who the faces are, what the reaction should be. Make those reactions come alive or whatever. I'm sure that's something that they talk about. Like, I'm damn near positive that that's something that they talk about. So, but when you hear like some of the, like, he's like, I had to do what I had to do to Ray. And then somebody yelled in the background like, you didn't have to do it! It was hilarious all night, dude. Somebody, and then Seth was like, but he forced my hand, and I did it because I had to. You're sick! Like, it was just one guy, like, every time yelling, like, these, like,
I had to
ridiculous things. I don't know, man. It was just really bizarre. I noticed it. By the way, I wore a green shirt tonight on a green screen, so yeah, I'm an idiot. No, yeah, Jake is sleeping, man. Jake is kind of sick from, not sick, but he's dealing with all his pain, and plus he didn't sleep last night, really. And then on top of that, he did the charity stream all week, man. And again, I just want to repeat that we are super thankful to you guys for getting that money over there to the children's charity stream, man. You guys killed it. Not only did you guys donate to my show all week long, like, seriously, you guys were huge with the donations all week, and then you still showed up to donate to the children's stream, and you guys allowed me to be able to donate, you know what I mean? We just can't thank you enough. If he was here, he'd want to thank everybody one last time. The link is still up for the charity stream, should anybody want to check it out. It goes right to the hospital. Jake set the whole thing up. It's Extra Life. You guys may know that from Twitch and where they do things. So anyway, good stuff came out of the week, even if other stuff stunk. Super Chat's not working? It's working for me. What do you mean? It might not work on iOS, though. Doesn't Apple have a problem if you're on iOS? Yeah, I don't know, bro. Where's the phone calls is what I'm wondering. I haven't seen a goddamn phone call. Either the phones aren't working or people just don't care to call. It could be that, though. If that's it, then oh well. But if it's the phones are broken, let me know. So I asked you guys on Twitter, I said, what do you think? Diverse, thank you, man. You are the top donator. $5 coming in. What is better? What is going to be better? And this was about an hour ago. What has been better? WWE RAW or Extreme Rules Horror Show? 110 of you guys voted on Twitter. At JCS Commentary on Twitter, my Twitter handle. For who knows how long until they ban me again. 70% of you guys said Raw was better. That's devastating to me. Because I felt Raw wasn't very good tonight, but I thought they had some solid building that they tried to do. A little bit of repeat stuff. So I would say that that's pretty crazy, man. You would think that a pay-per-view or a special event or whatever on the network would be able to beat a Raw, especially with how bad Raw is. But that's how bad Extreme Rules was last night. People were giving it a 1, a 2, and a 3. I'd probably give Raw tonight a 4. I'd probably give Raw tonight a 4 out of 10. But that's crazy to me. That number right there is telling and sick. Like, is sickening. That's crazy. I've got more polls up too that I'm gonna play for you in a few minutes here, but let me go. Okay, a call did come through, so it's just people are asleep is all it is, and I don't blame you guys out there. 769, what's up, man?
Hey, Joe Cronin, what's good, man?
What's going on, man? I'm doing all right, man. It's a sleepy night, trying to wake up and all that.
Were you in the Hammerstein Ballroom at One Night Stand when Cena got booed? Did you get a chance to go?
No, but I watched that at home live, and I hated Cena so much at the time, so that was one of my favorite events of maybe, I think it was 2006.
Yes.
Yeah, loved that show that night. That ECW crowd was lit. It was basically like an NXT crowd would be now to see Cena show up like that.
Without the profanity.
Not quite, actually. Yeah, it was more hostile, but it was very fun. You know, the security guard throwing the shirt back and giving him the finger and stuff, that was hilarious.
I love to see Roman stand in front of that crowd.
You know, I think he'd be hit with something. He shouldn't be, because nobody should be hit with like a battery or something, but God, I think he'd be hit by something. Maybe not now, though. You know, now it's like, you know, had the cancer thing. He's got the COVID stuff, you know, worried about that, his health. He's so puppy dog baby face right now. He has a child, a kid. You know, you really don't want him. You know, I don't have any animosity at all for him in real life. I think he made the right call by staying home, but I think the longer he's away, he is going to potentially create some, I don't know, resentment among some people, maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's some people that have like asthma and other ailments and they're wrestling and they think it's bunk, but I don't know, bro. I think he's got a very scary sort of blood cancer that can come back and go and do a number on your body from time to time that you have to suppress with a pill. That he'll take forever, his whole life, to suppress it. So, one of those side effects of the pills may be that sometimes he goes anemic. Anyway, I'm sorry. What did you call about?
No, that was it. I was just wondering, were you in the crowd that night when?
No, I wish I was.
The whole thing went down.
I wish I was. It's always fun to be there, but it's never fun to leave a Philly arena.
Oh.
You ever been to Philly?
Okay. I wasn't.
Well,
I wasn't there that night.
Well, when you leave a Philly arena, you're worried about like 7 cheese-eating Italians beating your head in somewhere.
Oh man.
Yeah, bro. I mean, and if you're a black guy, you really got to be scared because they're so scared of black people over there. They put up a statue of Rocky of Rocky Balboa, who's a fake character, but they actually have a goddamn black boxer from there who's a legend, and they don't put that guy's statue up.
That's messed up.
Isn't that messed up?
Yep.
Joe Frazier's from Philly, and they don't have a statue of him, but they got a statue of a fake boxer. They'll kill you for a cheesesteak.
Crazy.
I'm just kidding, man. I'm just messing around. I don't know, dude, but thanks for the call. I appreciate it, bro. Dude, that guy was all jacked up. That guy was all messed up. By the way, Leah's Christmas tree did come, everybody. Her Christmas tree did come, and so did she. No, I'm just kidding. No, she did, though. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is.
Can't wait for my fucking Christmas tree.
I gave her 3 kids, man. She wants a Christmas tree now. She calls my thingy the Christmas tree.
Can't wait for my fucking Christmas tree.
That's what she. I just gonna pretend that she's talking about my Christmas tree right there. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel, and I will absolutely shout you out. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and YouTube will probably try to block my video anyway from you seeing it, but you should still hit the bell and the sub so you get the alerts. Don't be stupid. Hit that sub button. We've been doing this over 8 years. Where have you been? Justin, you poopy pants in the chat. Yo, Justin Bradley, I love you, man. I'm kidding, Bradley. 954 is on the phone right now. What's up, dude?
Oh, hey. But I'm still confused. Who is the women's champion right now, Sasha or Asuka? Because they haven't said who's the current champion.
So basically, this is a classic angle. They've done this before, but the fact of the matter is, technically, Sasha Banks is not the champion, but she's acting like she is the champion. But really, Asuka is still the champion. And Stephanie McMahon did come out and basically say that tonight when she interrupted them like the Shredder in a Ninja Turtles video game. And so, Asuka is the champion. Sasha Banks trying to imposter act as the champion. So that's basically the answer. But this is the old heel move that the heel will show up to the match with the belt, though. And I think she might actually keep it through stealing it again somehow, but officially steal it. I'm not sure though.
But also, why when Rollins won the match Sunday, why was the whole crowd booing Rollins when Rey Mysterio was the one that picked that simulation?
Oh, wait, say that again. Why was he upset?
No. Why would the whole crowd boo Rollins after he won that match when Rey Mysterio was the one that picked the simulation of the match?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things that you could argue the face on. Like, well, listen, dude, I mean, you know what I mean? He picked the stipulation. He's the one that created it. But that's one of those things when you like somebody anyway, even if they're lying about a bunch of stuff, like, people follow them anyway. Because... yeah, it was basically like, well, dude, you picked the stipulation. But they were trying to say that, you know what I mean, you made him so crazy and everything that you got him into that. And, you pushed him that far that he did that. But what do you want him to do? Not take his eye out and let him take his eye out? I mean, I don't understand that either, but you know what I mean? We get it. You know what I mean? He pushed him that far and made him do that is what they're trying to say. So, but yeah, I agree. I mean, what are you going to do? Let the other guy pull your eye out? What are you going to say? Not agree to the match? I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that. But he gouged his eye in the first place. 305, what's up?
Hi, Joe. How are you today?
I am doing black coffee-ish.
By the way, this is Anthony.
Anthony, what's up, bro?
It's been a while.
How you been, man?
I have a question. I'm doing fine. I have a question. In your honest opinion, with a move like the super kick, in general, do you think it would have benefited it as a finishing move specifically to have a martial artist like Steve Blackman to do it and make it look more legit than it is now? Because that move doesn't look like it hurts wrestlers in general.
Yeah, it looks like it's like a punch or something. It's not anything anymore. I mean, when Shawn Michaels did it, it felt like that's it. He nailed him with the super kick. That's it. In my opinion, I believe you can make almost any move look like it's the finisher. But if everybody is going to do it all over the roster, you're never going to get it over like that. So I love the super kick. I think it's a finishing move. When you drive and kick someone in the face like that, I think it's a finisher. That's me.
But you understand my question, though.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Like a guy, like just every guy doing it or a wrestler doing it, kind of weird. I would say Aleister Black is the closest to what you're talking about, where he does the spin kick kind of thing, like the
heel kick.
Yeah, the heel kick. That's more like a sort of because doesn't he have a martial arts background or something?
He's a kickboxer.
Yeah, so see, when he does that, that looks like he does it with like a precision, like he's really knocking someone out. That, to me, is the new super kick. That looks like, when he hits that, they're done. I believe his move. But yeah, the super kick, I don't believe it right now because everybody does it, and nobody does it that seems like they're a martial artist or something like that, or a ninja or like anything like that. Yeah, so, yeah, man, I don't know. So you want it to be on somebody who's, kind of into that sort of thing. So do you think Aleister Black is one of those people that can do it and you believe it? Or?
Yeah, Aleister Black, or maybe a Japanese guy like
Shinsuke.
Like Tozawa or Nakamura, because I think Nakamura trained as a karate. He has he's a karate master or whatever in Japan before he came. He trained in martial arts before he became a wrestler and stuff like that.
But don't you think the Kinshasa is like basically that? But he's kind of doing it in a way. Like, so instead of the Kinshasa, you'd want him to do a super kick.
Yeah, like a super kick, or not a backspin kick like Aleister Black, but a savate kick. Like, you know how Yoko used to do it? Like that.
Yeah, he kind of did that. It's like they used to call it a press kick or something like that.
Crescent kick.
A crescent kick, yeah. Like they would kind of just stand there and it would be a high kick. You'd be like, hada, like that type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I could do that.
What's your prediction for the stipulation for the Drew McIntyre and Ziggler match? I'm actually tired of this stupid rivalry, but what do you think the stip is going to be for that match next Monday?
First, I kind of give them credit for trying to carry over some storylines, I guess. But yeah, I'm like you. I'm sick of it too, and the guy's going to get his payback. I'm betting that I'm wondering if someone's going to run in on this match. I'm wondering if this is going to end with somebody else attacking Drew, and now he's got beef with somebody, and either it becomes a tag team thing, or maybe the new challengers stepping up. Maybe it's Randy Orton.
That's a rumor. Apparently, there's a rumor going around that they're setting up Randy versus Drew at SummerSlam and stuff like that.
So that could be the other thing, that Drew does beat Dolph. He just straight up beats him, and as he's celebrating at the end, Orton comes out of nowhere and RKOs him. So
could the psychopath character, the Scottish psychopath character, work as a badass babyface character, or is that more of a heel character?
I mean, I thought he was working great as a heel, but I do enjoy him as a face too. He's kind of the guy that they wanted Roman to be, but I believe him more because Roman has something about him that makes me feel like he's not kind of touchable. Drew McIntyre,
he's a douche.
Yeah, he's kind of like exactly like douchey, like but Drew McIntyre, and he may not be that way, but Drew McIntyre comes across as a guy who would have a beer with you out of the crowd, out of anybody. Like, and I know that from him. He watched Monetize This for a while, And the guy would call me, and then he came on the show for the interview finally. But he talked to me.
I thought that was a shoot. I thought you guys were making a joke about that.
Oh, no, the guy, the guy, you can watch his comments from Monetize This a long time ago. I mean, and the guy finally came on, and we would talk in DMs. I lost my Twitter, had to find him again. But the fact of the matter is, the guy just is the coolest guy. If you listen to the interview I did with him, he's just like, oh, yeah, man, we've been looking to do this. He's just this down-to-earth guy. Any one of you guys walked up to him on the street and was like, oh, Drew, I'm a big fan. He'd be like, oh, really, man? Let me sign something. I got to, he would just be the coolest shit. And I think he's identifiable that way.
Roman's more uptight. Like, he's a dick. He can be a dick, is what you're saying.
Now anybody can. And Drew's new to this, being in this spotlight. He's not new to being popular, but he's kind of new to this spotlight. Roman's been going through it for a long time. He's more jaded. He's had more fans. People would come up to him, so he'd be like, hey, man, not now, dude. Nah, I'm doing whatever. I'm doing this or that. But I'm telling you, man, Drew you can feel it. You can feel the everyday guy out of Drew McIntyre, and he's worked so hard for it. So to me, it works for me. At one point, Drew was the chosen one. He was the Roman Reigns a long time ago. It didn't pan out, and he comes back, and now, so I accept him more as a face than I accept Roman Reigns, but you can't deny that I don't know what Drew's popularity would be like right now if there were people in the audience. I don't know. What would the kids be doing? Would they still be cheering for Roman? Would they cheer for both of them? Would they be cheering for Drew now? What would the buzz be like if there was a crowd where I could hear? It's a shame that we're unable to hear the response that Drew McIntyre may or may not have, and trying to measure that. It's so crazy, man. Thank you for the call. Now we've had some really good calls. Damn. I'm getting fired up. That's so lame. I love doing it, though. It's so lame. I mean, it's so 5 years ago when I used to. I don't know, man. But yeah, bro, it's really a shame. Where did we leave off on the Raw review? Oh yeah, the opening and all the other blah blah. Aleister Black, Seth Rollins. It went on super long. Yada yada. The 24/7 championship changed hands in the back. MVP grows his stable even larger. But what I don't understand is MVP is growing his stable. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin from behind wins the title. Then they face Mustafa Ali, Cedric Alexander, and Ricochet. And then in that match, Mustafa Ali, Cedric Alexander, and Ricochet win the match, and Mustafa Ali gets the pin out of nowhere. He's back, guys. The guy that we thought was going to have this big push, and then it went nowhere, and then he is nowhere to be found, and now he's back. Mustafa Ali is back, and he wins a match. Basically to set up this idea that I assume that maybe Mustafa Ali is taking Apollo Crews' place, who is rumored to have COVID or was exposed to COVID in some way that they had to pull him off. So, I don't know if this is it's got to be something, because the guy was highlighted as pinning the champion. So Ali got in the ring. MVP hit him with a knee to the gut. MVP was unloading in the corner, running boot. Ali had a neck breaker. Ali goes to the top. He hits that big 450 on MVP and gets the pin. To me, much like a feature of Bianca Belair last week, this was a feature of Mustafa Ali. And maybe, I don't know what it means. I don't know if they're thinking of inserting him into this rivalry. I don't know if maybe he'll take on the 24 champion, Shelton Benjamin. Maybe he'll grab that. Maybe he'll face MVP in place of Apollo Crews. By the way, for some random reason, my daughter was like, I like that guy the best. I was watching it with my daughter the other day, and she likes the girls. She goes, I think all the girls. I think I like all the girl wrestlers. And I'm like, well, what guy wrestlers do you like? And she's like, well, I don't know. There's so many of them. I don't know. Like, I guess they're tough. I like the guy with the bird belt. I'm like, the bird belt? She goes, the eagle belt. And I'm like, oh, the U.S. title? Apollo Crews? She goes, the black guy. I'm like, oh. She goes, he's bald. The bald guy? And I'm like, oh, Apollo Crews? And then I had to pull up a picture of him. She goes, yeah, that guy. I liked the move he did when he stood and did the backflip. And I was like, what the hell? And so my daughter's like, she loves Cena. My daughter loves Cena. I don't even know how she knows who Cena is because I barely ever watched wrestling with my daughter that much. And she barely ever saw Cena ever. But she always tells me, she's like, I love Cena. I'm like, what's up with Cena and kids? I'm like, this girl didn't even watch John Cena at all. And she's like, I love him. I'm going to marry him. And he's my favorite wrestler. And I'm like, you didn't even watch Cena. And it's just weird to me. I'm like, that's so weird. Like, why do kids love Cena so much? I'm like, did you see him on like Nickelodeon, like do something? And that's why. She's like, no. And I'm like, I don't understand. How do they do this? I have no idea. Maybe it's because, my daughter hasn't seen really anything he's done outside of wrestling. So I still don't understand it. I'm not feeling Drew, people say in the chat. I still think that Drew McIntyre would have been good to win an Intercontinental Championship and had all these feuds with somebody in the Intercontinental realm. That's really what I believe too. Like ladder match with somebody, had these great epic matches, these new big matches as Intercontinental Champion building to a WrestleMania where he, maybe then he wins the Rumble. But, whatever. That's me. I sort of like that progression for a lot of people. It doesn't have to be that way every time, but I don't know, man. I just tend to like that progression of things. If you guys are in the chat right now and you haven't done it, click the like button and stick the thumb right up my ass. Go ahead, stick it right up there if you can.
What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. That's it.
Robbie Hyde, what's up, brother?
Look at this stuff.
We're halfway to goal. We're making it a little bit.
That's it.
Slowly crawling.
Tonight was whatever thought maybe they would start building to Rollins versus Black at SummerSlam. Guess not. Honestly, I should have tried to eat my own asshole and watch this tonight. Fuck me.
Robbie Hyde. Yeah, could they still build to Black and Seth at SummerSlam? I think they still could, right? Because Buddy Murphy really was interfering most of this match, and it kind of wasn't fair. They could end up doing some kind of a cage match to keep Buddy Murphy out. They couldn't end up doing like he's hanging from the ceiling, which I hate that. Please don't do the shark cage or whatever the hell that is. I have a feeling that's the route they're going to go, though. I have a feeling Seth Rollins versus Aleister Black. And especially since nobody came out to help Aleister Black, that's usually assigned to, he's in this on his own. They really wanted to get the sympathy, so that match probably is going to happen at SummerSlam. I just wonder if they're going to put a cage up or do something like that where he's barred from ringside or he's in a shark cage or whatever they call it. It really feels like that's the route they're going, Robbie Hyde. So I think you're going to get that. I still think you're going to get that, unless I'm missing something. If I'm missing something, somebody let me know because maybe I am. We're at 161 likes right now. We got to get to 300 likes. Everybody in the chat, we got to get to 300 likes. We have a bunch of phone calls coming in right now. I'm going to continue to play the donations, get to the phone calls, and continue going down the list of Monday Night Raw here. But first, shout out to the $25 patrons. Listen, shout out to all the patrons. Everybody who's $1, $5, $10, whatever you are. You guys are keeping my show alive, and you're going to get tons of bonus content on Patreon that you will not hear on YouTube. The podcast with my wife, me and Jake's podcast, After Dark with me and Jesse, the Corrupted podcast, my Morning Madness podcast, which is coming up tomorrow. It's going to be a long one tomorrow morning, and it's going to be reoccurring. The questions are up on Patreon. But these guys right here are going for $25 and above. Sith Negan in the green is a $100 a month patron. These are the producers right now, so I just want to say special shout out to these guys scrolling through your screen right now, because without them, I don't think I could keep doing this without some people juicing it up, So thank you guys for being the $25 patron producers. Look at Mikey Gwaz. He just scrolled by all quick and stuff. So the other thing was, what the hell is up with the backstage interviews? Can we stop with this whole thing where like they go, oh, Well, that certainly was a great match. And now, please welcome my guest, Bianca Belair. And then, like, the person has to walk on screen all awkward. Like, Bianca, tomorrow night, you have a match against a zombie dildo. What do you have to say about that? Well, what I have to say, and it's like, can we stop with that every time the same thing? Can we stop doing that the same time? Like, what is this? Why are we acting like robots? Like, I don't even care if you're memorizing your lines. Why are we acting like freaking robots? Why is that going down on my screen? On my TV? Why are you robots? Well, things are getting hot and heavy tonight on Monday Night Raw, and with me at this time, Bianca Belair. What's been happening? Bianca, tomorrow night you have a match. You've said you're going to defeat the zombie dildo. Will you? I am going to defeat the zombie dildo. And if you're not careful, I'll smack you in the face and I'll beat your husband. Like, well, that's really not that nice, but my question was about the match. It's not about me. I hope you don't physical assault me. You could beat me up, but I just want to, like, that's like at least somewhat real. What the hell is this? Well, that certainly was crazy. Please welcome my guest, Bianca Belair. What the fuck is that? Everybody does it, not just Bianca. Everybody does it. AJ Styles, this guy, that guy, they all have that same look where the camera gets in on them and they go. And they look that way. The interviewer's over here, the camera's there, but they look that way. Well, here's what I think. Everybody acts like that. Why does everybody do that? Nobody does this in real. Like, what the hell is this? What are we doing? I could go grab you 1,000 examples of this zombified shit. Oh my God, it's Charlotte's promos come to physical life. If you could take Charlotte's promo and be like, I want to see what that promo, robotic freaking promo, sounds like when you fucking put it in a physical form. Well, this is what it looks like. Like, dude, look at the fucking camera. Look at the interviewer. What are we doing? And don't get me started on the TV shit. The fucking TV's here and they're like, oh, I'm just watching a match. I might break my neck, but I'm watching a match. Nobody fucking stands like this. Have the guy's back to you, staring at a TV, come up behind him and say, excuse me, Shayna Baszler. And then Shayna turn around. And then guess what? Hey, Shayna, excuse me. What? I'm trying to watch someone get their ass kicked so I know how much more I'm going to kick their ass tomorrow night. Like, why, what is this sideways standing? What is this? Oh, Joe, remember when the Road Dogg tweeted me about this 4 years ago or whatever? And he was like, Joe, you don't understand how TV works. You got to get the shot. Yeah, no shit. I know how TV works. I also know in movies they try to make it look real. I also know in plays they try to make it look real. You know who doesn't try to make it look real? You! Fucking idiots. Dude, I mean, seriously, bro. This is friggin' basic stuff. Back to you. Tap him on the shoulder. Shayna Baszler. I'm sorry, Shayna. Shayna, can I wanted to ask you, you're pretty intent watching this here. What's going on? You know, and by the way, if someone said that to me, oh my God, can you imagine a real promo instead of a scripted robot response to that? I think it's pretty basic what I'm doing. Like you tap the guy in the back, he turns around. Yeah, I noticed, Joe Cronin, that you are watching that match intensely right now. Is this, or one of these women going to be somebody that you're going to request a match with? Are you going to try to face the winner? Are you just sizing up the competition here in WWE? What's going on with you viewing this women's match? What's going on with you winning? You watch your competition, Lacey, okay? What are you, stupid? If you're a baseball player and you're playing a team in the playoffs, you watch the other team to find out what they do. I'm looking at these two bimbos in the ring right now, thinking about how exactly I'm going to devour them from the bottom up. Now, either one of these women is going to take a loss in this match. But when I step into the ring with them, they're not just going to take a loss. they're also going to lose their soul because I'm going to devour them from the bottom up. I am going to tear them limb from limb, and everything I need to know about their weaknesses and how pathetic they are is in this match right now. And quite frankly, you're interrupting my ability to rip them into shreds, and if you keep it up, I'm going to start ripping you into shreds, so get the hell out of here! And then, all right, and then she turned around and just watched it again. But no, we got to get some, I'm standing sideways. Stupid idiot shit. No wonder, you know what, if, you know what would happen if I was walking in the mall tomorrow and some 12-year-old was like, what were you doing last night? I was watching fucking this or that. And I was like, oh, I was watching wrestling, like Raw. And they would have been like, oh, you're retarded. That's like, no wonder kids say that to people.
Here we go, I'm about to get it, man.
So
Here
bad.
we go, about to get it, man. Here we go. Oh, no.
COVID-19 is the greatest thing that can ever happen to Vince McMahon. Story and matches done his way under a controlled audience.
Moshmaster D in the house. OG, what's up, Moshmaster D? COVID-19, the greatest thing that ever happened to Vince McMahon. Story and matches done his way under control audience. Yeah, Moshmaster D, I mean, I guess you're kind of right. It's definitely amplified things, though, to be terrible. Like, I mean, things were bad. We cannot forget that things were really bad before COVID. They were bad. They weren't this bad, but they were bad. It was not good. WWE was not doing a good job before this, and now
here we go.
This is an abysmal.
Here we go. About to get it, man. Here we go. Oh, no.
Time for Kairi Sane to go back to Japan.
Oh boy. Dylan's Wrestling Stuff. Thank you, Dylan's Wrestling Stuff. Does that top the donation? Somebody might have topped the dono, and if I forgot, I gotta check it out. Dylan's Wrestling Stuff. Thank you for the $5 super chat party. I guess super chats are working for some people. But yeah, I hope you guys hit that subscribe button down below, hit the like button, all that stuff. Stick the thumb directly up my bum. We're almost up to 200 likes, so that's nice. Pyrene Dream, been watching wrestling 37 years, but the past 2 years, WWE has gone into a dumpster fire. Basically what happened to Kamala Harris's face. Oh my God. Jesus. Lennon Young has subscribed. Thank you, Lennon Young. Thank you for subbing, man. What's going on, brother? How are you tonight? Should we love each other to death? Give us some love. I wanna get inside of your wife.
Super Chat Party.
Better milk cows back hour so no need watch Raw. Vomiting face.
Better milk cows back hour so need to watch Raw. Mike Stinson, thanks, man. Keep milking cows, man. It's better than Raw. I'm gonna milk my mother. 347, hello.
Joe, what up?
What's going on?
No, what's up, man? It's Jake. It's Diverse.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Yeah. So I was listening. I've been listening since the beginning of the show, and I think they're definitely doing the Orton. They're building up Orton to face McIntyre.
Yep.
But I think they should have Orton lose that. That's my opinion, and I'm going to propose something that I know is never going to happen. It's so long overdue that it's never going to happen. But Roman comes back and goes heel to face Drew, and he comes back under the basically with the storyline of like using his sickness as like a, you know, I got sick and you didn't even support me, you know, stuff like that.
Man, that'd be really cool. I'm like 90% sure he comes back face. Like I can't even, we couldn't even get him to be heel when he should have been heel when he was here with the hot crowd. No way I can see him being a heel coming back from like COVID scare / he's got cancer thing. Like I just can't see that, and I don't see him coming back either until I almost don't think I don't think he's going to come back until, like, maybe if COVID around the country was like down to like 500 cases a day over, like, in the whole country.
That could be like another year.
Yeah, dude, I don't think maybe till the Rumble. I mean, that's crazy, but it might be, dude, right? Because right now,
not even, right? When would that be? That you talking about? Is that like I forgot what
January or something like that? January,
right? Okay.
Because right now, dude, the COVID numbers. I mean, the COVID numbers in Florida have skyrocketed.
Yeah, I think it could be even longer than that then, right? If he wants to be extra cautious about that. It's hard to even say with the, I
mean, even in Massachusetts, right? Like, let's pretend like, because we have a pretty large population in Massachusetts. And so for our numbers to be down, that's pretty good. But still, even with our numbers being down in Massachusetts, even let's say WWE was in Massachusetts, even here, still, we did go up a little bit. We were at the 200s. Today, we registered 359. That's up from the last 2 weeks of under 300. Actually, even we haven't had over 300 since June 12th. So yesterday we had 359, and today was 296. So even that amount is kind of like, that's probably scary to him, but so it's really going to have to come down, man. It's going to have to come down to like 5 cases a state a day or something like that. I feel like for him to come back, and certainly not in Florida, because in Florida, because think about it, right? Roman left when Florida had like 500 cases a day, right? Roman left when they had 500 to 1,000 cases a day. A couple weeks ago, they had 10,000 cases a day. And today, they registered 12,000.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's no way. I mean, I guess I wasn't even thinking about that. Kind of forgot how long it could actually be. It could be like even longer than January, really.
Yeah.
But it's impossible to predict. But
I'm just going by his math.
Yeah, it'd be weird, right? It'd be weird because Seth is a heel right now, and he's like, kind of doing his thing as a heel, and then if Roman comes back and is a heel, it's going to be weird because, they have that connection from the past, and then they're both heels. It would be kind of weird.
Yeah, I would think he'd want to come back and like stop him, or just be like, dude, are you really doing this again? Like, it'd be a good opportunity for him to come back and, to kind of stand up to Seth or something. And I think, I almost think they're kind of like, all right, let's save that for when we have crowds again and stuff like that. But certainly if you're a Roman Reigns fan and you're looking for Reigns to come back, this is dismal because he left when did he leave? May or April? Something like that? I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know.
He left when Florida had 600 cases a day. And so now they're at 12,000. So why would he come back now when he was scared he was scared at 600 cases a day? He was scared at this point.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of in terms of competition, like who could, like, after unless Orton wins, like, and are they just gonna do Drew and Orton for a long time, 2-3 matches or more, it's gonna be for pay-per-views.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering what I'm thinking that they're thinking of doing more of these gimmick pay-per-views, like you were saying there. Kind of like, I think you're just gonna see so many more gimmick pay-per-views and things like that. So I think that the one positive, I don't want to get into COVID too much because I don't want to, we're all so sick of it. I mean, it's important to remember how dangerous it is and how, just like anything else, it's not that dangerous to most people, but for the people that are suffering through it sucks. It's really not. Anybody who's going through it, they're like, this isn't a joke, and they're scared that nobody else takes it serious. But most of us, the reality is we're going to battle through it no matter who. The good news is right now is people are, the hospitals have learned a lot better ways of handling it. And in America specifically, we have learned tons of ways to help it, cure it, and to deal with it. So many different methods if you look up what they're using to help with COVID. And everyone's boosting their immune systems with vitamin C and D and all these different things. And look at the death rate is so much further down, and they're marking stuff as COVID that isn't even COVID, and it's still down. So, back in May we were dying like 2,000 a day for a long time, And right now, even though the cases are higher than they've ever been, we're under 1,000 a day. We even had a 200 a day on a bottom day. I mean, so the mortality rate is down.
About to come back, right? In 10 days, the NBA is about to come back in Florida.
Yes, yeah, and that's I don't know, man. Like Florida is just not the right now. That's a terrible place to be doing it because it's
they're
the
doing the
hotbed.
bubble thing. They're doing so, but even they're testing positive when they're in the bubble. They're testing positive.
Yeah.
So actually, I think all the wrestlers deserve a lot of credit just for being out there.
I know, man. We don't say that enough. I mean, I come on here and rant about how bad things are and stuff like that. But you're right. The one thing that we really got to remember is these guys are going out there, and some of them are getting spit on. They're green misting each other in the face. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, to go out there and not know what's going on and, not know if you're going to get it. One of the WWE people tested positive twice. I think Kayla tested twice for it, had it twice, or at least she was sick twice. That's crazy. A lot of weird stuff. So, yeah, you got to give them credit, man, for going out there and trying to entertain us, even though, unfortunately the people in charge of WWE are just the worst right now.
Yeah.
And baseball and hockey, are coming back too, man. We're gonna need this, dude. I can't wait. I am dying to see. I'm even gonna watch basketball. I haven't watched basketball that much in a while. I watch the Celtics here or there, but I'm actually gonna watch.
Right.
I think I'm gonna watch everything I can, like hockey, baseball.
They have a pretty good team. Celtics have a pretty good team. I'm a Heat fan, so
yeah.
I think they're we'll see.
Dude, when you guys got Ray Allen, I almost ripped my face off my body. Like,
oh yeah.
Like when
then he hit that shot,
dude. When I saw, oh my god, dude. When I saw his mom in the crowd cheering for him in the Heat outfit, I wanted to go after his mother. It was crazy. No, I really like his mom and him and everything, but it's just like I was just that mad. I don't know.
And then those guys went to Jersey, KG and Pierce.
Yeah.
And who else? Yeah.
Yeah. They went to when the Nets just moved too, when they changed that.
And
arena.
Terry, right? Then Terry went with them. I think Jason Terry.
Yeah, I love Paul Pierce though. I love that guy. That's my second like for me, it's like Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Paul Pierce.
Bird is so underrated, man.
I don't know, man. Is he underrated, or is it just that he's that much older now that it's like people don't remember?
I hate to say it, but I think he's underrated because
he's white.
For some African Americans, yeah, because they think he got credit. Like Steve Nash, I will admit, got credit because he's some extra credit because I think he was white, or partially because like he's a point guard, so he always has the ball, and it makes it look like you're controlling everything, but
no,
and he's unathletic. Compared to the other players, he's kind of unathletic, so it's like more amazing what he can do.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he was an amazing player, but like Bird was the real shit. Bird really could fucking play. He was a great defender, great rebounder. His passing was amazing, shooting was amazing.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think Bird, like, I don't know, man. Bird looked like my goddamn dad. Like, he was just out there, like, dribbling the ball.
He's
like,
a hick from Irish.
Yeah.
Irish lick, Grant.
I think that what it might be, too, is, like, I think that people don't understand that a lot, especially.
French lick, sorry.
Oh, yeah, French Lick, Indiana. But, yeah, a lot of guys back then, the white guys, first of all, they didn't allow black players for a long time, and they had at that time, obviously. But he was playing, he was like balling out there, and like not a lot of the other white players could do that. And he was doing something that
exactly. He wasn't just some white guy that could play. He was one of the greatest players ever. But for some reason, like at some point, even Isaiah Thomas. But then again, he's known for like giving those type of comments. Rodman also said, "Oh, he's just another white guy. If you were black, not he's just another white guy. If he were black, he would just be a good black player." Like Bernard King is another guy who was extremely good, who isn't looked at. Well, he doesn't have championships. He never won in the playoffs, but guys that never won in the playoffs, black players that were amazing, they're not looked at in the same way as Bird or even close because, according to some people, because he was white. But for me, I think, so it made him stand out more.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah.
Black league, yeah.
But yeah, back then it wasn't. Yeah, it was a little different back then. Yeah, I just think people don't remember. But yeah, to me, it's like it's Bird, it's Jordan.
Exactly. Those people are saying that. I don't think they even saw him play. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really see him play much. I mean, I'm like your age, so
yeah.
When we were young, he was like old already. You know what I mean? So
yeah, one of the biggest things I remember about Larry Bird, like in real life, like one of the biggest things I remember is his retirement night. Like that's one of the things I remember is his retirement night. I barely remember the games. I mostly just remember watching the tape of the games in like 1988, 1987, and then his retirement night. But yeah. I don't know, man. Diverse, man. Thanks for the call, dude. I don't know, man. I guess I'll get out. I'll move on back to the wrestling, man.
Yeah, definitely. No problem.
All right, bro. Thank you, man.
Later.
Thank you.
All
Diverse. Right. And with the dono earlier, thank you for the donation, Diverse. What about that, Leah? Oh. Good God. What was it? Leah, what was that?
Can't wait for my fucking Christmas tree.
All right. Well, we did 10 minutes on basketball. I mean, that's not bad, right? Talk baseball next. So Mustafa Ali, Cedric Alexander, and Ricochet win. I think that's to give Mustafa Ali some kind of clout because he's going to get a match. Maybe for the title. Maybe it'll be next week. Maybe it won't happen. And then Apollo Crews will come back to be like, all right, now I'm back, bitch. Let's go. And Mustafa Ali will end up getting pinned by MVP or one of these guys, so they'll put him back in his place, and then Apollo comes back. Or Apollo moves to the side because things are bad, and Mustafa Ali steps in the Apollo Crews spot. I don't know. They could be looking at either one. Peyton Royce versus Ruby Riott. Peyton Royce had that backstage segment that we crapped on a few minutes ago with Bianca Belair in the back. Peyton Royce looking like she needs to eat something. No, she looked all right, but somebody said that. I think it's because Bianca Belair is so, like, she's just, like, ripped, and, you know, Peyton Royce is so petite that it looked that way to some people who were criticizing that. Everybody always criticizes the women's looks. I don't know what it is. But she did look like a strawberry. No, I don't even know what that means. A string bean? I think I meant string bean. But I love Peyton Royce, man. I think she's hot. But you know those Australians, man. Those Australians don't really like the minorities too much, so I really believed the anger she had for Bianca Belair. Those white women in Australia, man, they are nasty to minorities. You know it, Australia. Come on, man, you bunch of Aussie racists. You know it out there. And you guys are laughing in America. You're like, oh, look at all America tearing their statues down. Let alone we hate them here. We shit on them here. That was a British accent, not an Australian accent. I'm sorry. Sweet as. New Zealand, you're better than Australia. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, Australia. I love you, Australia. We have more fans in Australia. New Zealand sucks. Australian rules. How about that? No, fuck it. I like both of you guys. I'm coming out there. You got spiders. Spiders that will kill you. Terrible accent. Sweet as. Where were we? Peyton Royce versus Ruby Riott. Who cares? Ruby Riott gets the win. They're probably going to set up this tag team match. Maybe Bianca Belair. She was featured a week ago, and I said I would hope this is going somewhere because she was so featured and pushed, and they really made her look like this is Bianca Belair. Here she is. And then tonight she was just sort of this like side piece thing that was there, you know? So I would have liked to see Bianca Belair get some kind of match and like step up and have another singles match against somebody. But instead she was just kind of like a player in the backstage segment, which is fine. But, you know, I don't know. They featured her so much last week. Again, like, where's it going? You know, Jake said it would go nowhere. And I said, well, you might be right, but I hope not. So I'm going to choose to believe that they're pushing her somewhere. And she was on TV, so that's good. I mean, she did get a segment to speak. So that's good news. But will there be more of this? Will we get more of this going forward? The Street Profits versus Angel Garza and Andrade went on for fucking ever. I think there was like 2 or 3 commercials. They went on and on and on and on. What did you guys think? Was this match too long? Did you like this match? Was this the best match of the night? Probably could have been best match of the night candidate. Potentially. I don't know. That's a great thumbnail that Superdad sent me. Superdad, thank you, man. If I had gotten that earlier, I might have used that as my thumbnail tonight. I don't know. And ladies and gentlemen, I do have to remind you that tonight, in the chat, potentially, the Queen could be here. That's right, she is the Queen of the Wheel. From Monetize This, if she's in the chat, give her some love because she's the Queen, and she's been the Queen now 2 weeks in a row on Monetize This, which was over on my other channel, Corrupted Nation, and Shame on News Friday night. And every Friday night at 11 p.m., Amanda Carmen. Amanda Carmen is once again the queen. You got to give her love. You got to give her love. Shout out to Dwelsh for reminding me about the queen. I almost friggin' forgot. Good God. Thanks to Paul for sending me the refresh. What's up, dude? Paul, man. Thank you, brother.
Hi Joe, love you so much.
Oh, I love you.
I only have this amount of money cause my mom only gives me $5 a week. Please can you play the Scenes View and song? It will mean the world to me. Love you so much. Tyler.
Oh, Tyler, thank you for the 376. It's something you probably shouldn't have donated, Tyler. It sounds like you're... I can't tell if that's a joke or he's serious. Oh, Amanda Carmen is here. She's the queen. Give her love. Somebody dropped the Sean's View $13 donation for Tyler. Somebody dropped the 1313 Sean's View. Let's do it. Plus, Diverse is the top donator with $5. You guys can beat that. I mean, we can beat the $5 champ. I think we can do it. 1313 Schlong's View Entertainment. I will try to get that to you. We're also halfway towards the goal. You guys wanted me to bring back the goals again, so I did. I forgot almost, but I remembered. So the goal, not bad, man. We're halfway through the goal. You guys are beasts. The eating goal. I'll try to get that going for you though, dude.
Super chat. 4 black champions.
There are 4 black champions, huh? In WWE, Andale Peasy, thanks for the $2, man. Yeah, they're probably freaked out. You know, they gotta, they're calling us racist.
You've got a new subscriber.
I think in the past they've undercompensated because they're somewhat, you know what I mean? They just, TC, thank you for the sub, man. Have a drink, TC, baby. Have a beer for TC. Maybe I'll get belligerent tonight and I'll have a beer. I don't know. That might happen. TC, thanks for subbing, brother. What's up?
Pour me a beer. You've got a new subscriber.
Rainbow Fox A. Subscribed. I love rainbows, so that's cool. Man, I really do love rainbows. It sucks that people try to fight me when I wear a rainbow. They're like, oh, you... And I'm like, dude, I just like rainbows. I'm married. I got a wife. I don't know. I like rainbows.
What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
A little bit.
Why does WWE make staples and they lose instantly? The beatdown business shouldn't be losing to fucking counterweights. Same thing they did with Zelliner Group, lose all the time.
Yeah.
Why the fuck we care about M?
I was thinking the same thing, Alexa Sweetass, but then I remembered that what they're trying to do is say, these guys are the dominant, they're already champions. So if they lose to these other guys, they can be like, what the hell? And then they can start a rivalry that way. But they're still champions, so it's okay, and they're the heels. So that's the theory behind that booking, right? Because I was actually going to bitch about that. Bray Wyatt subscribed. Oh my God, he's here! Thanks, Bray Wyatt. So that's why I didn't bitch about it tonight, even though I kind of wanted to, because you're right. It's like, these guys are supposed to be strong, and they go out there and they lose.
Else we got?
The hell's the point in that?
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Every time I see Big Show I wonder, is he Tommy's father or Casey's father, and did he get their moms pregnant through oral sex? And Big Show yells, ah.
Ah! I don't remember what the donation is for that, but I think it's like $10 something. AJ Adams, thank you for the $3, man. 3. We had, I'm sorry, 508, I missed your call, and, but 424 is on the phone. Hello.
It's your buddy Mike Messier with the rare doubleheader, Joe Cronin. How are you, buddy?
My God, down in Florida. He's on YouTube, Mike Messier.
I'm really, I'm hoping that Jake's okay. I guess I just felt that I needed to fill that void as your big buddy tonight, since Jake is apparently not feeling so well. But we wish him all the best.
He is knocked out from the charity stream, man. He did like a 15-hour charity stream, then came on Corrupted with me on Patreon and did all these other things. And thank you, Mike Messier, for being a patron, man. Or I don't know if you still are, but you've been one, so I appreciate that, brother. And what did you think about Raw tonight?
guess what, buddy? I tuned it in on my YouTube TV.
Uh-huh.
I saw Seth Rollins, and maybe you affected my opinion of Seth because I did notice the overacting, and I really just had a small, still voice in my head, Joe, that said, this is a horrible promo. He's cheesy. He's not even a good heel. But let's see who comes out. Maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe it'll be a new guy or somebody returning from injury. And guess what? It was Tattoo Man. And I'm just not a big fan of Tattoo Guy, Aleister Black. I no offense to the people that like him or NXT hardcores that remember what he did in 2014 or 2017 before he was called up to the, quote, main roster, quote. I just don't get him. I don't get Aleister Black. I don't get the appeal. And he was delivering a Vince McMahon wooden promo as well. So I really just got turned off, and I said, if this is their opening appetizer for this program, I have no interest. And I went back to doing my own thing, to be honest with you.
Well, I think the problem is that Aleister Black could have been anybody tonight. That could have been any cookie-cutter guy who was about to have a rivalry with Seth. That could have been anybody. And that's the thing is, that's not his character. To me, his character isn't coming out and being like, all right, Seth, here I am, let's go. I've always felt like his character was supposed to be this kind of like dark, quiet, like silent until it's time to fight type, and he rises up from that coffin thing, and he's got this kind of mystique about him, and he goes out there and he has a brawl striking like match, and instead it just, it doesn't fit him what he's doing, and it's that same cookie cutter stuff from Vince. So that does not fit this indie darling guy. And I think that happens with just about everybody now. So that's why I think you're not understanding what this guy is and why nobody can understand what the guy is, because he went from being this badass in NXT to then coming up to WWE, and he was pretty over for a second with Ricochet, and then he became this guy who wanted to pick a fight with me, and you were like, what the hell is that? And now he's not doing that. Now he just goes out and starts the fight or gets into the fight right away, and so you don't know who this guy is anymore.
And why is, no offense, but why is he associated with Rey Mysterio in any context? Rey Mysterio is a wholesome guy, a nice family man, a Latino competitor that we all know and love for 20 years, and Aleister Black, if he's based on Mr. Crowley, the Beatles and Ozzy Osbourne's buddy from the 60s, if that's his character, he would not be into a family guy like Rey Mysterio. He should be hanging out, if anything, being an Undertaker, guy or something.
So a long time ago, I don't know if you heard this. This was about, 5 months ago or 4 months ago or 6 months. I can't remember. But I came up with this whole idea about the guy who believes in this kind of like mysticism and like almost Buddhist-like, but dark Buddhism. And like he's sort of like, he has his house is filled with this stuff, and he's got this whole idea about himself. And they never did anything like that with him ever. And I think it would have been good for him to say something in the back to Rey Mysterio a couple times, or just to say like, it's good for the soul and the karma to defend the people who teach us our craft. I studied many things that Rey Mysterio did in my time growing up, and I am here to repay that debt as a teacher to me. Rey Mysterio means more, blah, blah, blah. And you'd be like, oh, wow, okay, so like he like sees Rey as like, somebody who helped him something, or he looked up to him. But there's none of that. There's none of that, like you said. It's just he just showed up to be a good guy. He showed up to be the Stone Cold, to be the glass breaks to save Stephanie McMahon for we don't know. That's all it is every week is I'm coming out to help him. But he sees humanized. He doesn't seem like a character anymore. He just seems humanized. He seems like a guy who does karate stuff. That's all he seems like. But before, he at least had some kind of mysticism, and I wonder what this means. And slowly he's just devoid of character now. He's just a tough guy who comes out now. So that, to me, there's a million of those. And yeah, I don't think COVID's helped him, but still.
Well, I have a little anecdote, which I don't think I've ever shared with you, Joe, about my one and only job interview for the WWE. And if you'd like to hear that anecdote, I'd gladly share it.
Sure. I mean, I'd love to hear it. I always love hearing about this stuff. They chose Vic Joseph over me, so.
Well, it's funny. There was a guy who did commentary for MLW, who I actually went to college with. He is a Rhode Islander. He was with NXT for a while. God, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Black hair with glasses, nice guy. He was a Rhode Islander. He went to Rhode Island College, actually. MLW play-by-play guy. But anyway, let me get back to my story of 2007, December 13th, 2007. And I want your listeners, because sometimes when I talk, I know that some of your listeners, a percentage of them go to the restroom to relieve themselves because they think I'm boring. But I want to tell them an anecdote that maybe they can learn from and maybe they can't. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. So I go to, I worked very hard from 2002. I first applied to the WWE and through the internet, through the mail, and I wrote this 80-page storyline. Then they wanted 2 storylines. So I wrote my 80-page storyline, and I wrote a 7-page storyline. And I knew that the 80-page storyline was really long because I was basically writing a novel.
Damn.
Right?
Wow.
And so, but I was presenting a great storyline. If it was 80 pages, it wasn't crap. And I remember the Snow Bowl. The Patriots were in the Snow Bowl. And I was actually missing some of the Snow Bowl because I was going to my kitchen to work on this damn storyline. That's how much this meant to me. So
wow,
I send them this damn storyline on February 5th, 2002. And right after I sent the storyline in the post office, by priority mail, I went and I got a tattoo, because the reason I got a tattoo, and I did not get a WWE logo or anything like that. I did not get Vince McMahon's face tattooed on my buttocks like I've seen other people do recently. I got a very interesting tattoo, and I said, hey, you know what? I'm not going to get anything wrestling or WWE related, because this tattoo is not about the WWE. It's about me putting my best foot forward as a writer. And whether I get hired or not, the important thing is that I've done my best. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I get the tattoo. I send them this crazy storyline, 2002. About a month later, I get it back. I get an envelope back in the mail, and it's big and it's bulky. And they sent me back everything I sent them with a rejection letter. And when I opened up my storyline, I swear to God, the papers like cracked, like the binders cracked, like a new book does in the library when no one's read it. You know what I mean? Or the bookstore, or Borders at the time, because this was 2002. It would have been Borders, not Barnes & Noble.
McMahon shit on it?
Yeah, well, not even. I mean, so then 5 years later, I'm still hustling. I'm still trying to get a job interview. I finally get a job interview with them. I don't know how I did it, but this was the aftermath of the Benoit tragedy, or the incident, the death. And so it was a weird time for wrestling, and maybe their guard was down, but somehow I managed to get myself an in-person job interview with this company. December 13th, 2007, I stayed the night in a hotel the night before. And it is an overpriced hellhole, by the way. Jim Ross was right. That town stinks. So
Yeah.
I stay in the cheesiest hotel overnight. And then I get a call early the next day, the day of my job interview. And the guy who was in HR, human relations for WWE, was younger than me. He had gone to URI. I thought he would, have some brotherly Rhode Island love for me, but obviously he didn't. And he asked me if I can come in early because everyone's getting uptight at Titan Tower because there's a snowstorm coming. Now, this is the company that we've heard about that, you're on Titan time, pal, and everybody works so hard and everybody's got this work ethic. But now they're all running around like scared children because of a couple of snowflakes. So I say, sure, of course, I'll get there as soon as I can. So I put on a suit. I had a suit with me. I get right over there as soon as I possibly could. The guy meets me. He didn't give me a nice grand tour. I didn't get to see anything special. I think I saw Andre's boots and Triple H's leather cut-off jean jacket.
Well, fuck you. You might steal something.
Well, right. So then they get me into the room. Now, here's the thing where I want you to appreciate these details. This is 2007. So we're pretty much past. The Attitude Era is over, right?
Right. This is the beginning of the PG, really. This is when the DX was doing the cock stuff and everything.
Right. And the big show the week before was Homecoming, because they had just gone back to the USA Network, and they had like the Hulk Hogan, Giant Khali stare down. And the big stars at the time, everybody, were like, the next pay-per-view coming up was an Armageddon with Dave Bautista in the main event. And I remember that because there was a giant poster of Dave Bautista for Armageddon in the lobby. Everything was very gray. Everything was very drab. The day that I was there was not much energy in the room or in the building at all. They walked me up to the Titan Tower. I see all the cubicles that, people like Mick Foley's son probably sits at, even though, I'm sure Mick Foley's son is a nice kid, but is he a better writer than me? I don't think so. Is he a better writer than Joe Cronin? I don't think so, but he's Mick Foley's son, blah, blah, blah. And I get into this conference room that the guy brings me into, and what I've noticed, Joe, in the conference room, there's like bookshelves, and on the bookshelves are stuffed animals and action figures of wrestlers. And this is 2007, so the big wrestlers at the time in the company are Edge, John Cena, Batista, Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Now, who do you think had 99% of the action figures and the stuffed animals on those bookshelves?
Who do I think that the action figures were?
Yes, and of which wrestlers? And the year, remember, is December 13th, 2007, and I just told you who the big stars of the company were at the time.
Well,
Edge, Orton.
John Cena would be I would think you'd see John Cena.
Guess what, Joe? I didn't see John Cena stuffed action figures or stuffed figures. I saw Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. Now, if people hear this and they say, well, Mike, this is the Attitude Era. No, folks. This is 7, 8, 9 years past that era. You see what I'm saying?
Right, and years before, I think you would see Hulk Hogan and like Macho Man, but probably not, because they probably took them down because they were angry at those guys.
My point is that I think that those stuffed figures of The Rock and Steve Austin, and I'm not talking one or two, I'm talking about a slew. You see what I'm saying?
Like a lot of Rock and Stone Cold.
Right. It was all Rock. My point is that I almost said something to the guy like, hey, don't you think it's time we updated this stuff? Not we. I mean, I'm not going to be that presumptuous, but, my point was maybe I should have been more obnoxious. I don't know. I try to keep myself in check and be respectful of the process.
So that's what this story was about, was that you were like, they're like 7 years behind, like with the toys.
Well, that's a nuance of the story. That's
okay.
a nuance. There's more to it.
Oh, there's more. Okay.
Yeah, of course. It's a fun story.
Okay,
so
I like it.
I'm doing my thing, and I'm showing. Now, this was 2007. I had written that 80-page version 5 years earlier, and it got sent back to me, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to write this as a 10-page version, and I'm going to have my other updated storyline. And I had two good, solid storylines. One of them, the Kardashians versus the McMahons, Mike Messier's rejected WWE storyline, is on my YouTube channel. I did a whole video about it, which people are more than willing to subscribe. As a matter of fact, I put Joe Cronin YouTube channel as a featured channel on my channel tonight.
Oh, thanks, man. I'll put you on mine. I like you.
I really appreciate that, Joe. Thank you. I'm trying to get monetized Mike. So go back to the story. I'm showing this guy my storyline. He's very impressed, of course. And he says, hey, let me go see if I can get my boss. She's trying to leave early today because of the storm, but I'll see if I can get her. Now, he did say she, and I was applying for the creative writing team. I don't know if he meant she as in the big she, Stephanie McMahon, or not. I don't know. But he trotted off, and I'm sitting there by myself in this room for about 10 minutes. And then he comes back empty-handed with a somber look on his face, and he tells me that she, whoever she was, is leaving early for the day because of the snowstorm.
Oh.
So,
good God.
I don't know if he, to be honest, and I've told that story to a lot of people, or a few people.
It's got to be Stephanie,
never on
right?
the air.
It's definitely Stephanie, right?
Well, he did say she, and I was applying for the creative writing team. So I don't know who else it could have been.
No, okay. Well, yeah, because she was doing that then, right? She was in charge of everybody, even Heyman, right?
Yeah, 2007, December 13th, 2007. And I've never heard of another female at Titan Tower being in charge anywhere near the top of creative writing. There could have been another person, but I don't know who it would be. I really don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, now remember, this is the company that always prides itself on how tough everybody is, and everybody's got to be as tough as Vince McMahon and all that crap. And here I am, coming in from Rhode Island, applying to this company for 5 years, staying at a hotel at my own expense, coming in early as they requested, and this is the type of treatment I'm getting. So it was very disappointing. Thanks a lot. Very disappointing.
Well, I got to tell you, Mike, listen, man, I've been in a lot of offices. I've worked for a lot of companies. This doesn't sound that much crazier than some other companies. I got to tell you. Like, I'm telling you, man, I've been at some companies that I'm like, I've done similar things to this, and they'll be like, go sit at that table. They'll be here in a few minutes. And, like, I waited 3 hours, and somebody came in and said, oh, they're not doing the interviews today. And I was like, what the fuck? And then, like, I had to come back the next day. Like, I mean, I've actually kind of seen this before in this. It just sounds like a typical kind of, like, disorganized corporate setting, like, to me. But, I mean,
well,
it is. Yeah. It's not professional, really, but a lot of people have. I don't know, man. Like, it's not good, and it is typical, though, like you said, that things would run discombobulated like this a little bit. But I mean, this really isn't. I've seen other corporations just kind of like how you're describing it, and maybe even worse.
Well, I want to give you the button to this story. So
okay.
The guy comes back. His name was Grant. If anyone at Titan Tower's listening, they can put 2 and 2 together and figure out who was the weeder. I knew what he was. He was the weeder. He was the guy that figures out, hey, is this guy a nutball? Or, you know what I mean? Not just me, but anybody. He was the weeder. And then the she, whether it was Stephanie or somebody else, was the real person making decisions.
Yeah, there was like a person cross, like quickly, like doing the not the quarry, but the whatever they call it. I forget what they call it actually now. Damn it, there's a word for it, but like the intake or whatever. It was like an intake person. They were like, all right, let's, like you said, see if they're crazy. All right, this is one of those crazy fans. He's not really a writer. Like, they're weird. Get out of here. And they never saw Stephanie. I get you. Okay, go ahead.
Well, so he comes back. I called him the weeder, but he was the same guy I dealt with. He had a real business card. I mean, he wasn't a bouncer. I mean, he was smaller than me and younger than me and not a jerk or anything. But he comes back empty-handed. And he's like, oh, man, I'm really sorry. She's leaving for the day. And he said nothing as to, hey, is it possible you can stay another night in town? Do you want to reschedule for a week from now, 2 weeks from? There was nothing like that. I really didn't know what to say because I didn't know what he was trying to tell me. So I started showing him one of my movies. I had a DVD player on me, and I started showing him my short film Sacrilege, which had the Flying Brian Pillman action figure in it, because I'm like,
oh no,
I guess I have to show this guy other stuff. Like,
oh
I
God,
came all this way. So I'm having like an improvisational film festival of Mike Messier crap in this guy's office in this conference room, and he's watching it. And then at the end of it, it was only 7 minutes long. I guess I wanted to show him that I could direct actors and that I could direct people with dialogue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't know what else to do because he wasn't telling me anything. So we watched this thing, and then at the end of the movie, he says, "Did you write the storyline for that?" And I said, "Yeah." Like, he's speaking wrestling language for a short film. Like, he didn't say, "Did you write the script?"
Right.
He said, "Did you write the storyline?" I said, "Yes." So, I mean, this guy is totally bought into wrestle speak. And I'm like, yeah, that's mine. I wrote and directed these actors. I'm trying to show him that I know how to direct actors to do good performances. That was the point of me showing him.
I wonder, do you think that they wanted wrestling speak out of you, or they wanted you not to be like that? You think they wanted you more to be like, oh, I wrote the script for that, like, I like, and that you're more into Hollywood as opposed to wrestling? Or do you think they wanted someone who's more into wrestling? To me, it sounds like they always now want somebody who's more of a script Hollywood person, not a person who's a fan of wrestling fully.
I think that they wanted someone who was not fully into wrestling, because that's why I didn't show him my wrestling tattoo on my calf, on my leg. I have a giant wrestling tattoo, And I just felt it was inappropriate for me to roll up my sleeve and say, hey, this, the Ghost of Brian Pillman's action figure Stomp Collection, 1997 has sent me. I didn't do that. I mean,
Definitely don't. Yeah, no, it's really good that you didn't, because that would have been weird. That would have been bad. Like that would have been exactly what they don't want. They'd be like, oh my God, no, all right, this guy's a psycho.
Right. So I didn't do that, and we shook hands like gentlemen. And he basically, what his statement back when it was okay to shake hands, and then what he said to me at the end of this thing was, hey, if you don't hear from me by January 1st, give me a call. So I'm like, okay.
Oh my God.
I get out of there. I go to the hotel, and guess what? By the time I got back to the hotel, this crappy hotel in Stamford, Connecticut, this overpriced hellhole, it's a snowstorm. It's a full-on snowstorm.
Oh, there it is.
So I got stuck there, not for one more night, but like for 2 more nights. I got stuck in Stamford.
Yeah.
And that's the truest thing JR ever said. Stamford is an overpriced hellhole. Just staying at this crappy hotel. I went to this Mexican restaurant across from Titan Tower, and bro, I'm sitting at this Mexican restaurant. I look over, and there's a cockroach crawling across a velvet painting on the wall. So, and I'm trying to imagine Vince McMahon and Pat Patterson and Bruce Pritchard sitting at this Mexican restaurant with cockroaches crawling across their food.
Oh.
And I'm like, I guess this is not, because I went there thinking that maybe some of the people would be there. You know what I mean?
Oh, you see,
but apparently not.
So did you? Well, they know. They probably saw the cockroaches too, and they were like, "We'll never fucking go over there." So did you? So then you never got a call back, and that was it?
Well, this is what happened. January 3rd comes, and this is the thing, everybody. See, this is why I'm the angry wrestling fan, because I had so much passion for wrestling. I had so much passion for the WWE. January 1st comes and goes, and it happened to be one of those deals where, like, January 1st was like maybe a Monday or something.
Yeah.
So January 3rd comes, and it's like in the middle of the work week, and I'm like, you know what? I better call this guy, because maybe this is a test. Like, hey, do you know when the right time to call is? Do you have good timing with you? So I call this bastard on January 3rd. To my surprise and delight, I got right through. Oh. I had the guy's direct extension. I got right through. And this is what Grant says to me. He says, oh, hey, Mike. I was just talking to you about my boss this morning.
Oh.
I said, great. He said, yeah, we're not going to hire you, but we were talking about you.
It was like this fucking guy had a tattoo of Brian Pillman's fucking action figure on his leg, and then he says to me, this guy Mike, who's crazy obviously, he goes, hey, listen, I love wrestling. I've watched the Benoit murder investigation 10 times. It's amazing. And you were like telling him this with conviction. He's telling Stephanie, like, this guy's crazy. Like, oh my God. Hey, she's just called. Hey, we're just talking about you, you fucking psycho. Boom, and he hangs up the phone like I just did to you. Mike, thanks for calling Mike Messier. Oh my God, on YouTube, Mike Messier, the angry wrestling fan. Oh my God. That is a story, brother. That is a story. Mike is one of the most creative people I know, and judging by his detail remembrance, he's also one of the most observative. One of the observationalist. What the hell's the word? Somebody fucking tell me the word in the chat. Where's Jake? God damn it.
What else we got?
Thank you, Mike Messier, man.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's Titan Tower for you. That's Titan Tower for you.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
God.
Asuka vs Shayna Baszler Raw Women's Championship. Bayley vs Sasha Banks ST Women's Championship. Those are your top women's matches for SummerSlam. Also Kairi Sane going to be the ambassador for WWE in Japan.
Kairi Sane be the ambassador in Japan. Matt the Misfit, thank you for the donation, Matt the Misfit. Well, you called one of those, right? The Shayna Baszler thing has been something that Matt the Misfit has been talking about for weeks, I believe. So that's a really interesting point. Shout out to everybody subscribing, TexMex7. Thank you for subscribing, man. Pour him a beer in the chat. Also, pour a beer to Max Red Knight. Ladies and gentlemen, Max Red Knight has subscribed. Thank you, Max. Somebody pour him a beer in the chat, dude. Somebody pour that guy a beer in the chat. Yes, Mike Messier is a friend. I've worked with him on commentary. Many companies.
Transvestite from sexual Transylvania.
Here he is.
He's just a sweet transvestite from sexual Transylvania. Sexy transvestite from sexual Transylvania.
Tonight was blah, but I stopped after the third hour.
Whoa.
Stephanie can fuck off. It looks like Zelina is hitting the age wall and Randy is showing his wear and tear from the drugs and booze. Did you see Seth Corpse during his promo?
Oh my god, yeah, dude. Seth cracks me up, Bimbo Baggins. Dude, he craps me up. Bimbo, thank you for the donation, Bimbo Baggins. You are the top donator, by the way. Yo, I love toes.
Hey guys. Just wanted to hey to everyone in the chat and Joe and everyone else on the show. Earlier today I was rewatching a stream when Joe was fucking around with Tommy and Joe said death to Debar and Tommy lost his marbles.
Oh
and
my
by
God.
the way Tommy die.
Oh, I love toes. I love toes. Thank you for the 369, man. Much appreciated. Poor Tommy last night when Tommy was calling in to be on the show for Extreme Rules and we just kept going to something else. I felt bad, but he was like demanding to be on right when we started, and I'm like, we have to start our show and stuff. We can't just take your opinion right away. We got to do our show. You know? So, like, it was kind of like, so I mean, I felt bad, but I love toes, man. Thank you for the donation. And in the chat, oh, man, somebody said it. Oh, Muhammad Abdel, observative. Observative? That's the word, observative? Muhammad Abdel knows how to speak English better than me. But that's what happens when you know how to speak more than one language. You become very smart with that stuff. That's why people in America, man, we're dumb. We know one language, most of us. Observative? He's very observative. Why doesn't that word sound right to me? I don't know, man. It just doesn't sound right to me. Kairi Sane leaving WWE and not taking the ambassador role. Yeah, Kairi Sane. I don't think she's going to be an ambassador, even though Matt the Misfit, I don't know what you were saying there exactly. I know what you were saying about Shayna Baszler's match with Asuka. I think you're right, obviously. But, man, I don't think that... Yeah, I don't know about the ambassador thing. I feel like she's just going to go out back there and just be her own thing. I mean, maybe she'll work with them somehow. Maybe, but I don't know. I don't think so. Do you really think so? I mean, unless there's some rumor that I'm not aware of. Let me go down here to Bimbo Baggins. Yo, Diverse, thank you for being the top donator for a while there, but Bimbo Baggins has taken the spot, taken the reins, so to speak. Thank you guys for the donations, too, by the way, man. Thank you guys for helping out my show. Mike Messier, man. The story, I like how he started with, I know a lot of your callers and listeners, rather, are going to find this, you know, I know they always roll their eyes, but I'm going to go ahead and... He was like, they hadn't taken The Rock and Stone Cold out of the Titan Tower yet. Those are like the biggest money makers in WWE history. You know what I mean? They were just there still in 2003. I guess, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe it should have been Cena. I don't know. The dolls. I wonder if he said that, dude. I think he said he didn't, but imagine him being like, so why do you have, what? I noticed something on the wall there. You have a lot of Rock and Stone Cold. You know, I just, you would think it would be John Cena right now. Wouldn't you guys want to do, like, and they just right there, they'd be like, oh, God, that's check, nope. You know, so at some point, the way Mike Messier is, at some point they checked the nope box like too many times. They were like, nope. Oh, my God, nope. I saw that tattoo of fucking a dead guy. Nope. Like they were just noping it up on his interview. Super chat. I'm guessing.
Found out our baby's gender, we're having a girl.
Oh, yes! Congrats to longtime OG, Corwin Eberly. It's a girl! Thank you, Corwin Eberly, man. Congratulations, dude. That's awesome. It's friggin' awesome, man. Having kids is the greatest. I got to hang out with my kids a bunch today, man. It was so good. We're not even done with the Raw review. We're only, what are we? We're like 70% through Raw review so far. Good God, what a derail from Mike there, but I loved it. I loved every minute of Mike Messier's story. What will happen on Raw tonight? 229 of you voted on Twitter, and you said it will suck. 41% of you. 33% of you said I don't watch. That's 70% of you have a negative outlook on Raw. 70%. Well, actually, no, 16% more of you said it will be the worst episode. So that's like 80, what are we at, like 82 or 83% of you said that, or more, 90. Something like 91% of you had a negative outlook on Raw tonight. 8% of you said it will be good. And I'm convinced that might be a troll. But then again, I guess I didn't put it will be blah, it will be all right, I guess. Like maybe that would have beaten it will be good. You know, but it will be good. I mean, if you check that, I mean, I don't know. I think half the people are trolls that even check that. That's not many people, but like 15 people checked that. But yeah, like 200 something of you guys had a negative outlook on the show tonight. I mean, I guess I really didn't give many options to have anything but a negative outlook with that type of poll question. So I suppose that I kind of set it up. So I went out to I took a walk today, and that's why I've been sweating my ass off. We took a walk all the way down. We went to the river, hung out. We ran around, my kids. And, dude, look at the forced smile on my son here. My daughter and my son, my oldest, my youngest was asleep. He took a nap. But we went out there today, and look at this. This kid is like, I really, stop squeezing me. Stop hugging me. My daughter's like, I love you. Take a picture of us. Take a picture of us. I love you. And so earlier today, I got caught up in that walk, and that's why I was going to go live with my reactions, but I was out walking. We just walked everywhere today, and I lost like 15 pounds of sweat. And then I ate cow manure in my backyard. And I didn't care. Then I tried to get Leah to apologize to Always Nerdy for shredding him on Monetize This because it was just so mean. She just was so mean to Always Nerdy, and I tried to get her to apologize.
Yeah. Don't worry, you're not on camera. It's on me.
Don't worry, we're getting back to the Raw review in a second. We just had to take a break, you know?
Don't you feel bad for what you did to Always Nerdy the other night when you took away his boy parts on the show?
He didn't have any to begin with.
Oh. Good God, Leah, come on.
I think he's really sad about how mean you were. He's like a fan of the show, and then he's a co-host.
Are you just recording?
I'm just recording. He's a fan of the show who became a co-host person. He's a good supporter. He sounds like a female.
Do you want me to get political and explain why?
No,
I
don't.
have
No,
patience for people like him?
I don't want any
but
of that.
That's why.
No.
That's why I did it to him.
I don't
have
want
no patience for people like him.
No, like he's really a good guy.
But he's not.
He really is. I swear to God, he's a good guy. I know this. His girlfriend told me. I tried Always Nerdy.
Put it on Mommy.
No, Mommy doesn't want a camera on her. What are you doing to me?
My daughter's eyes are my eyes.
Go back to playing on the playground or whatever. What are you doing to me?
Leah's savage. Leah just hates Always Nerdy. I don't know.
What are you doing to me? What are you doing? Why is everybody surrounding me? What's happening right now?
I think everyone's surrounding me, actually. I came out here for, like, peace and quiet.
Always Nerdy. I tried. Ew, what do you get in your mouth?
Appa.
Ugh. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Say Always Nerdy forever.
No, don't say it.
Say Always Nerdy forever.
Always Nerdy, you stink.
Always Nerdy, you stink.
No, he doesn't. He's a good...
Poor Always Nerdy, dude. I'm sorry, bro. Thank God I had to play that because I needed to take a breather and grab a drink, man. My throat was murdering me. So I do appreciate Mike Messier, though, for talking earlier because I was able to drink a whole lot of water and take a second to recover. All right, back to the Raw review. Got so much more. The phone lines are coming back up, 339-226-6610 in just a few minutes, and we'll listen to your donations about what you guys want to say. Streamlabs link is down below. All the donation amounts are listed all the way at the bottom. You guys can play around with whatever you want if you want to support the show. You don't have to, but it does keep the shows online and going. And think about becoming a patron, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Up above, you get 30 hours of bonus content a month that nobody else hears anywhere. We're up to 330 patrons. Shout out to Garguts Entertainment. Garguts Entertainment the other day became a $25 producer. Again, Garguts! Thank you for stepping up and becoming a producer. Now I will send you the nudes of my wife. No, I'm just kidding. That's not on there, but it's fun to think about.
Pour me a beer.
I guess.
You've got a new subscriber.
As YT, thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. Somebody pour this man a beer. I love the Echo. I'm just going to do the Echo forever, man. It's old school. It's back in the day. 5-6 years ago, we used to do the Echo. The Echo's back, especially when Jake's not here. We're halfway through the Raw review. I made a lot of points about a lot of things. Oh, I got another point to make in a minute.
Shit
Oh, my
bomb.
God. This one's weird.
Rest in peace, Michael Brooks.
Oh.
I know probably very few of the listeners on here know who he is, but he had a YouTube show and did political commentary and was actually really smart, kind, reasonable, and logical, which is rare for someone talking politics.
Why did he die? I remember that. I know who that guy is. Off-topic donation. Thank you for becoming a $5 shit bum. Michael Brooks, political commentator, 37. Yeah, I remember this guy. I didn't know he died. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of him, but I'd seen him in a couple podcasts and interviews. I wasn't. Wow, are you serious? He seemed like he was a young guy. He's my age almost. Unexpected passing. Sudden medical condition. Michael believed in bringing people together, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God, dude. They didn't say why, though. They didn't say what it is. This concerns me whenever I don't know what somebody died of. I want to know what it is. I want to know it's something crazy. Jesus, I'm that guy's age. How did he die? Oh, wow, man, that's scary. 37, he always looked good shape. Sudden medical condition. I mean, what did he have? A brain aneurysm or something? We've already seen a couple of those. That's what the guy from Mythbusters died of just now, was the brain aneurysm. But they talked about that. Why haven't they brought up what his condition is? Maybe it was some kind of heart thing, and then so they don't really know yet till the autopsy. I don't know, dude. That's crazy. That's wild, dude. He's I don't know, man. That's weird. That's too bad, man. That's awful, man. I don't really know him that well at all, so it's okay, but just the fact that he's young, man. Kobe. All right, we're going to go ahead and... No, I'm sorry. But yeah, I can't... I'm not going to cry for this guy like Kobe because I don't know this guy that well, but it's just sad because he's 37, he's young. I've seen him around talking. He seems pretty good. I don't know. But I don't know him worth a damn, really. But that's just crazy. But yeah, dude, thanks for bringing up Kobe now. Now I'm thinking about Kobe. Now I'm sad about Kobe again. What the fuck? Everything leads back to Kobe. God damn this year. I want to choke 2020. I want to choke 2020 until it bleeds and dies. Will Raw suck? This was a question I asked to you patrons on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show and the JCS Army on Patreon, which you can download on your phone or go to the desktop and hear all of our podcasts and download them on your phone in audio version. Will Raw suck? 18 said yes, 10 said not watching, and only one person said no. So those aren't good numbers either.
Here we go. I'm about to get it, man. Here we go. About to get it, man. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, no.
Dogface Pony Soldier.
Oh, man. The chat's savage. BDW Chop and Screw. One of my favorite donator names to read. Dogface. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I'm afraid to read it because I don't know what that means. But is that like, did you just activate something where I'm going to be like murdered now or something? Did you just activate some kind of code like for me to be like assassinated? What the hell? That's crazy. BDW Chop and Screw, thank you very much for the donation, man. Daryl Stoltz, Leah is as cold as ice, the queen of mean. She is cold as ice, man. She is sweet though in real life, but she has a very savagery about her. It's very, not a lot of people would be able to deal with it. But I'm also a psycho idiot, and she deals with me, so not a lot of people would be able to deal with me. Imagine living with me. I'm insane. Probably suicide, Jesus. It all traces back to Kobe. It feels like it did. It does. What's up, KB? How you doing, man? I mean, dude, I'm a Celtics fan. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really like Kobe, but I respected him by the end, of course. And I really respected him. And then I respected him because I'd see videos. Like, remember the video not that long ago where Kobe helped the family when they got in a car accident? Kobe was the first one out of his car to try to help out the car accident. And it just added to, like, how I feel like this guy's a pretty good guy. You know, maybe he's done some things that aren't that good either. We all have done this, right? We all need to forgive each other for things that we've done that are bad or we've messed up in life or said things or whatever. And Kobe, you know, so that I feel that way. I mean, maybe he did some nefarious things like some of these women said or whatever. I don't even know. I'm not really sure. But, you know, when it came down to it, car accident happened. The guy was out trying to help people, and he just seemed like a good dad and things like that. And so even being a Celtics fan, that was rough, dude. That was rough to talk about that. I can't imagine people that like worship that guy in LA and around the world who are basketball fans, because it bothered me. And I'm a cold, mostly hockey fan who's a Celtics fan, and it hurt to see that happen to that guy and his daughter.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Ugh. Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
I hope a black mugger comes in and rapes Mike so he can shut up.
Oh my God. El Gallo de Oro, the way the white man says it. El Gallo. Thank you for the $3, man. I'm sorry, Mike. Why can't it be a white guy? Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Leah, please fix this for us, Leah.
I want to fuck.
Oh, no, not now.
Can't wait for my fucking Christmas tree.
I know.
$100. It's donation time, motherfuck boy.
It's good to be back. Hashtag bombing crew.
He is the Black Lab!
Holy shit, Black Lab. Black Lab coming in with a 100. A 100 bomb. Holy shit, Black Lab. He's coming for the title tonight on the Raw review. We haven't even finished the Raw review. We've been derailed so many times tonight. We've been derailed so many times tonight that Gatekeeper Drew's wife is pregnant again with the neighbor's kid. I mean, this is really kind of incredible right now. I mean, we are off the charts right now with these derailments, man. Black Lab with a bomb donation coming in. He's keeping my show on the air since YouTube doesn't pay me shit in ad revenue anymore. Black Lab, 1, 2, 3. That's how many kids I have that Black Lab is feeding.
Yeah, it's me, Ryback. I'm about to cut a rap. I'm Ryback, and I'm about to cut a rap. Go ahead and feed me more. You're probably a whore. I'm gonna beat Joe Cronin's ass some more. And I implore, I'll leave you bleeding on the motherfucking floor. I'm gonna do a food review of you. I'm eating chicken and I'm eating fucking hot food. Gonna fuck you up on a truck, then gonna bust a nut inside of you and eat you up. Rah! my fucking cock. Feedmemore.com. Shell shock. Finish it, finish it. Finish it, finish it. I fucking finish it, finish it. I fucking finish it, suck my dick. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be over after I eat this ice cream. I'm coming over to your house and I'm gonna fucking bang you out. And I want you to go ahead and lick me in the privates. Really, do it. Go ahead and lick me in the... Oh, God, yeah, do that. Do that.
Oh, yeah, it's me, JD. Hey, Ryback. I'm gonna lick you in the fucking grundle.
Oh, yeah. Good grundle. Gurgle, gurgle. Finish in it. Finish in it. Fuck CM Punk, that piece of shit. That piece of shit. Black Lab. I'm out.
Yeah. I'm out, come on. All right, thank you, Black Lab, for that $100. And happy birthday to the Randy Viper. Happy birthday. That was your birthday song, Randy Viper, whether you know it or not. Courtesy of Black Lab with his $100 donation, man. Thank you so much. Back to the Raw review. Phone lines are open again. If you want to call up, bring it on. Black Lab, dude, thank you, dude, very much for doing that, dude, for dropping. You've been dropping a lot of bombs recently, and you're still dropping a bomb tonight on Raw. Thank you so much, dude. That was crazy. And by the way, you blew the goal away. I think you blew the goal away. Let me just check the goal. I had a goal of $80, man. Just 80. Just, you know, let's hope to get 80. That'd be cool. And you popped it off, man, and you blew that away to 156. We're 196% over goal now because Black Lab is a crazy person. Thank you, Black Lab, very much, man, from my heart, dude. Where were we? Oh, yeah, I know what I wanted to talk about next. So what I never understand is, and I've already been on this rant before, so I'm gonna start with a new example and an old example. So let me get the old example first. So let me get this straight, John, and I will put that song on Patreon. If you guys want to download that song, I don't know why you would, but you guys want that, it's going on Patreon for you. I used to rant about why does WWE have to be so careful with what they do violence-wise? Why do they got to be so careful with everything they do on Raw to be so PG and to be so whatever the hell when in the middle of Raw, the commercial breaks come on? So either way, there's like some 9-year-old watching Raw and you're like, oh, we got to say poopy and we got to make sure he doesn't look like he's really bleeding or whatever. And they're really careful. And then in the commercial break, all of a sudden, like, it's like the commercials come on and it's a whole different rating. So you could have little Jimmy in front of the TV set. Little 7-year-old Jimmy is watching Raw. And it's all PG, and he's like, I hope my favorite guy wins. I really do hope he wins. And that, ladies and gentlemen, back to Raw in just a minute. And then a commercial hits, and Jimmy's like, oh, there's a commercial, Mom. And then, like, Kraft macaroni and cheese comes on, like, Kraft macaroni and cheese makes the family, it fights COVID. And he's like, oh, Mom, did you know Kraft macaroni and cheese fights COVID? Oh, wow. And then the next commercial comes on, and it's this.
In a small town, Alyssa was living alone.
I don't know what they're doing, man. They're killing everyone in this town, and it won't stop. There's so many people dying. I don't understand what's going on. We need to tell law enforcement. You're imagining things, Michael.
Coming to theaters this summer, The Hunted. Rated R.
Oh my God. What the hell? Mom! It's like, dude, what's the point in this being PG when goddamn, like, the commercials are fucking terrifying?
The Purge. The Conjuring.
Like, and it's just the scariest shit is going on. You're like, this is fucking terrifying. And then the wrestling comes on with like, I'm gonna use my hands to hurt you. Like, it's like, what the fuck is the point in being PG when then the commercials are fucking PG-13 to R? And so I noticed this tonight when Nikki Bella, during a commercial break for E, Nikki Bella comes on and she talks about how she loves to masturbate in the morning. Oh, I masturbate in the morning. What the fuck? Well, what's the point in being PG? What's the point in all this fucking poopy talk because we can't say the naughty words if Nikki Bella is going to be like, I'm masturbating in the morning in the commercials? I don't understand that. I don't fucking understand this. What the fuck is the point? This is like when I was in high school. We had to start wearing badges in high school because of Columbine. Columbine happened, and we had to start wearing badges in school. You had 3 minutes to get to class from another class. And I had one particular class that if you were late at all, it didn't matter what you did. It didn't matter if someone beat your ass in the hallway on the way to class. If you didn't get to class, you were getting turned around and sent to the office. That was what the teacher said. I forgot my badge one day. And I got stopped by and I got stopped by the security on the way to her class. And I said, I know, I gotta go to class. If I'm not there, it doesn't matter, blah, 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 we're gonna get detention. She said, blah, 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 blah. And the security officer is like, where's your badge, Dan? And I'm like, I forgot it at home today. She goes, you gotta come in here, and we're gonna write you up all these things. I'm like, but you know who I am. Why do I need a badge? I forgot it at home. I wear it every day. I just forgot it today, but I got to get to the class. And she's like, well, no, you need to wear the badge because these keep us safe. And I go, what do you mean? You know who I am. Well, how does this badge keep us safe? Every door in the building is open. And then I proceeded to tell her that you could just walk in off the street almost any door. I've snuck out of class and come back through certain doors. There's no one there. And then she's like, but these keep us safe. You need to understand that. And I'm like, I'm late for class. I could come into the school with this badge on and shoot 7 people wearing a badge. It doesn't keep you safe. You know what keeps you safe is a metal detector, maybe, if you lock all the doors. And you have security officers and a metal detector, and you lock all the doors and windows. That might keep you safe, maybe. But where the badges don't. You can walk into the school with a badge and blow people with badges up. Who the fuck is gonna stop you? And then she was like, oh my God. And then they like called the fucking parents and I got suspended. It was like I got suspended for just being like, this isn't safe. Anyway, it's the same thing with WWE RAW. It's like, dude, come on. What the hell's the point in all this PG stuff and being all this careful when in the commercial breaks, our kids are going to see, I played with my pussy and masturbate and, The Conjuring. Like, it's the fucking, what's the, what? I mean, then you watch Bray Wyatt and you're like, I'm not scared. I'm not scared because I saw the fucking Conjuring commercial where they dragged the fucking bloody body and then had a jump scare. And you're like, oh, and it's I just don't understand it. I got suspended for being smarter than the fucking teachers. They keep us safe. 16-year-old gothic me, and the teacher knows me, and she liked me. The security guards always said hi to us. These keep us safe. We need to wear them, and they keep us safe. They don't keep you fucking safe, you stupid bitch. I can come in here and fucking take care. And then they took that as like a threat. I'm like, I'm not giving you a threat. I'm telling you that this is not safe. Wearing a badge doesn't make anything safe. Unless you see a student that you never saw, someone you don't recognize. I don't know, whatever. You get it. You get the point. Anyway, Black Lab with the $100 donation, man. Thank you for that bomb.
What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Hey caller, tell the truth, Big Show ass raped you and I have a gun in my mouth, a knife at my neck and a sword at my asshole with a cup of bleach and a needle full of AIDS blood.
Good Lord.
I want to fuck. Oh my God, die.
AJ Adams, thanks for the $3, AJ. You psycho bastard. Anyway, back to the Raw review. So that's my point is Nikki Bella talked about masturbating during the commercials, so that caught my... I was actually not looking at the screen. I was doing something over here typing, and then I heard, I masturbate, and I'm like... Okay? So now I have to explain that word to my kids who are like, what's masturbate? And you're like, oh my God. It's not because like they say like, you're a piece of shit on Raw. My kid goes, they said a bad word. And I'm like, yeah, they said a bad word there. And the kid goes, oh, I wouldn't say that. You know, oh, good job, kid. And that's it. But you say masturbate. What's masturbate, Dad? What? They said hesitate. Fuck. Assholes. They couldn't have blanked it. They couldn't have been like, this is going to air during, like, I beep during myself in the morning. And then you're like, I want to tune in. What was she talking about? I don't know. Anyway, I'm no censor. I hate censor stuff. I don't want to be censored. I don't want stuff censored, but you know what I mean? I'm just saying. Why have one thing that way and then the commercials are in a... And I know you'd say, well, it's okay because as long as the WWE can tell the parents and investors that they're PG, if the commercials are outside of that, well, that's not on them, so they're not it doesn't matter. But fine, that's okay, but at the same time, well, then what's the point in being PG? Wouldn't somebody at the board meeting be like, well, why don't we be a little more risque because the fucking commercials are about murder and masturbation? I saw Bianca Belair was wearing a Melanin Monroe t-shirt. Melanin? Isn't that the thing that Nick Cannon said about like when he was being racist or whatever it was? Didn't he say something about melanin makes him a superior being? I think Nick Cannon was talking about being superior to white people and Jewish people because he has melanin running through his body. And I'm seeing everybody talk about melanin everywhere, which sounds like a super like Nazi thing, by the way. It's like the black Nazi thing. I mean, you got white supremacists now coming out of the woodwork, and now you got everybody's coming out of the woodwork with their narcissism and racism. And you see, it's different to be like, to make racist jokes. That's different. That's funny to me. Like everybody making racist jokes about each other, that's funny. But when you're actually believing that you're a better group of people, when white people believe they're better than a whole group, or when any group of people believe that they're better for some weird reason, or when like straight edge people think that they're better than people because they like, I'm straight edge, I'm strong, and you're a weak piece of, like bodybuilders maybe, like any groups that think that they're so much better than everybody else. It's always a very weird thing, and you can see the psychology behind it, and people, I don't know. I don't know what that means, but she was wearing that shirt, so somebody asked me, was she wearing or some kind of shirt that whatever? I don't even know what that means, so I don't care. I couldn't give a damn, but I just remember I've only heard that word from Nick Cannon when he was being a psycho. But I don't know, man. But then again, I don't think Nick Cannon should be banned from doing stuff. If he feels that way, let him feel that way. I don't really have a problem with it. I don't think anybody should be banned from anything. Michael Richards, when he went off on that racist tirade on those people in the bar, it's like, yeah, I think you should have come out and apologized. Like, I lost my mind and I said the worst thing I could say. I'm not a racist, but I said racist things because I wanted to say the meanest, horrible shit I could say to these people, and I went on this racist rant, and I apologized for it. I lost my mind, and I have no excuse. And it's terrible what I did, but it would be nice if the guy could come back, though, eventually, right? Same thing with Nick Cannon. If Nick Cannon believes something, whatever, as long as, whatever, people believe whatever they believe, or they make mistakes, or some people think what Nick Cannon said is worse because those are his actual beliefs and convictions, whereas Michael Richards just lost his mind and started saying racist shit. I don't know, man. They're both pretty weird to me, but then again, I'm not one to talk. I've said some crazy shit about all kinds of different things, so I'm no saint at all, but I don't know, man. It's just, to me, it's, I think you should give everybody some kind of second chance. I don't know what you can do. But yeah, so Bianca Belair's t-shirt, you're bringing that up about her t-shirt. I don't know what you mean, Tony. I don't know what that means. You'd have to ask somebody else. Maybe somebody in the black community in the chat knows what it means more than I do. Melanin Monroe. I don't know, man. I'm like Casper the Friendly Ghost. I don't know about that stuff. Somebody in the chat could enlighten us about that, maybe from who knows about what that really means and stuff like that, because I haven't researched it. So, Tony, I don't know what her t-shirt means or what you're saying or why you're angry about it. So I don't know. I don't know what her shirt means. I didn't even notice it until you tweeted about it earlier, and I tweeted it out, and I said, wasn't that the Nick Cannon thing? And then nobody really answered it. Maybe someone did answer my tweet. I don't know. Let me go see. Because, yeah, I tweeted it out asking about it because I didn't know. I'm like, what is this, the Nick Cannon thing from the... Because Tony was really angry about it. He said, how come you can have that shirt, but anybody else wore something, they'd be in trouble or something? I don't know what you're talking about. Somebody enlighten me. Somebody probably from the black community knows. It's stupid. Those are acting like KKK members and Nazis, and they don't even know it. All lives matter, and don't about blah, blah, blah. Nick shouldn't say that. Sorry and suck it. Blah blah. Elijah's. Nick shouldn't say sorry. He should stick to his word. What do you expect? He's working for a company, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody should be losing their jobs, even if his take is controversial, right? I don't think anybody should be fired. But the only reason why I think some people are happy Nick Cannon is fired is because anybody else would have been fired. So why does he not get to get fired? How come he gets special privilege when everybody else would be fired? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why people wanted him fired. Joe doesn't hate bodybuilders. He loves strong men like me. Yes, Gorilla Strong, I do love you. In fact, one of our bodybuilder friends just worked with EC3 recently. Our buddy, Loki's. He just worked with EC3 in EC3's return debut stuff. I don't know if you guys haven't seen it yet, but our buddy Loki's, listener of the show, friend of mine, good guy. Look at how ripped Loki's is, man. Loki's 910 on Twitter. Check him out. Bam, man. He just worked with EC3. I don't know when it debuted and if everybody's already seen it yet, but he stepped in the ring, man, and EC3 had to kick some ass. So sorry, Loki's, that you lost, but I don't know about the copyright of this, so I don't know, but Loki's got to step in there and fight EC3. There he is, getting his head. Oh, short clothesline! Ripcord clothesline? What do they call it now? I don't even know. And EC3's got him up! So yeah, EC3 kicked our buddy Loki's ass, man. Shout out to Loki's for getting that gig, man. I think he's going to get some more gigs, man. The guy's ripped. The guy's shredded. Tatted up. Melanin Monroe, that's a play on how the white community latches onto Marilyn Monroe as if she were a saint. Oh, okay. I got you. Really, she was a trashy whore. I still don't get it. But kinda. Patrick Crawford, thank you for letting me know, man. So Melanin Monroe, that's a play on how the white community latches onto Marilyn Monroe as if she were some saint. Well, what did she do that was really terrible, like besides being kind of whorish, right? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I did not follow these people. What the fuck is this? Auschwitz Memorial? I did not follow these people. Fuck. This is the weirdest thing ever. Auschwitz Memorial just tweeted me and said, "Thank you for following us. See our online blah 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 blah." I did not follow them. What the fuck? Dude, Twitter is fucked, dude. They've got 1 million followers and they're following 2,000 people. Yeah, this is a bot thing. Some kind of bot. I guess it's like they keep it intact in Germany. I did not follow this. That's weird. What the fuck? What kind of bot thing is that? Fucking blocked them. I know that it's the memorial and like everybody likes to, remember history and stuff like that, but I still just don't feel comfortable. Like, I'm not following you. I'm blocking you. What the fuck? How did they get me to follow them? What kind of weird scam is that? The fuck? Probably some kind of weird bot thing, but that's fucking weird. Fuck you. Fucking no. No. What the hell, dude? You guys should all check your Twitters and make sure you guys aren't following that too. Good God, bro. Nah, man, I love the Jews. I love everybody, man. I love diversity. I love that we're all different. I love shitting on us all, though. I just don't care. I love our differences. I don't care what anybody says, man. I love our differences. I love making fun of all of us. Like it's the greatest thing ever to be able to make fun of all of our stuff. You know what I mean? If you only choose one person or group to make fun of, though, I mean that's kind of makes you racist to me. It's only when you can joke about everybody and all of us and everything that you're really that honest about it, I think. So, yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the melanin thing still, but appreciate you trying to help me, Crawford. What up, bro? Maybe we'll find out more later. I don't know. The only reason I brought it up is somebody was like raging about her T-shirt earlier, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. Some kind of inside slight or something, I guess. I don't know.
Super Chat Party.
Deftones 22.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. That guy is on crack.
Mike Messier's call earlier triggered a lot of people, and a lot of people may not be with us alive any longer from earlier. The tag team match was okay. Deftones, thank you, Deftones. What's up, brother? Street Profits won. That was probably, I don't know, maybe the match of the night for some people. The women's match was long too. Bayley, Kairi Sane was all right. I don't know, man. I just didn't care that much. We saw the Shayna Baszler thing happen during that match, I think, when she was watching the match. We already talked about that earlier. Kairi Sane gets the win. You know, she's supposed to be like leaving and all this stuff. Sane blocked it, rolled Bayley up for the pin out of nowhere. Now Bayley gets pinned by Kairi Sane. What? So that's interesting, I guess. A lot of champions getting pinned on this show tonight. A lot of people with gold around their waist were getting pinned tonight. I thought that was a little bit strange. But I understand that it's to set up the believability, but I never understand why champions are having matches and then getting pinned all the time. Stop it! I don't understand that all the time. The champions are always getting pinned when they are the champion. Why are they in so many matches that aren't for the title? Other people trying to get the title should be in those matches to get to that person that has the title. Why? Unless there's a special circumstance where somebody like AJ Styles versus, oh my God, Barefoot guy. You know, he's like, listen, I'll have a title match. I'll have a match against you right now. You know, that's it. I want a match against you. Get in the ring with me. But the belt's not on the line, but get in the ring with me. Like, that's a little bit different sometimes when you do that. When a champion's like, yeah, I'll take you on right now. Not for the title because you don't deserve a shot yet, but I'll get in the ring with you. Let's go. You know, once in a while, that's okay. But all the time, these champions coming out, being featured, and then losing, it just makes everything convoluted. Okay, well, now I just saw the champion lose, so I know that they can be beaten. And then they have a match, and then they win somehow, and then it's like, well, it's all 50-50 booking, but they're the champion. I would rather have it's too much of it. It's too many champions getting pinned. It's devaluing the title. So by the time the title match happens, it almost doesn't matter. It feels like. So it does okay for the story to try to build up why the face is facing the heel, and I get it. But they do it too much, and every time you do that, it seems to me to devalue the champion and the championship. It's just overdone. Unsanctioned, finally, we're coming to the end here. And maybe there's some things I missed. Unsanctioned match, The Big Show versus Randy Orton. The Big Show looked rough in this. I love The Big Show. I mean, I really respect him as a guy. He's like the greatest big man of all time, maybe. Or the greatest next to Andre the Giant. It's Andre the Giant and it's Big Show. And after that, there's a whole slew of people that come and went within a matter of 5 years. And maybe The Undertaker is in there somewhere, but I'm talking about super heavyweights. Super heavyweight, gigantic men. Giants. You got Andre the Giant, who ruled the 80s. A little bit of the 70s, the 80s, certainly a little bit, he bubbled out in the early 90s. He passed away in the early 90s, but, the 80s and the late 70s. Andre the Giant was the giant of the wrestling world. But from the late 90s and on, The Big Show. Mid-90s and on. Whatever it was. The Big Show. This guy is a legend. One of the greatest big men of all time. One of the few greatest big men of all time. Yokozuna probably maybe right below that, and a couple other guys we could talk about. But nobody at the level, nobody can be in the conversation of Andre the Giant except The Big Show. And certainly to the generation that grew up in the late 90s to now, it is The Big Show for them. They probably go, oh yeah, Andre the Giant, obviously legendary and stuff like that, but to me it's the Big Show because that's who they saw. So that's how amazing the Big Show is. He turned heel and face more times than anybody ever, though. He had an awesome spear in this match, the delayed spear to catch Randy Orton off guard. I liked it. I enjoyed this match because it was more of a methodical, slow fight, but it was boring to a lot of people that didn't care for it, and I understand that. And even I was like, it's weird because normally in like 10 years ago, I would have hated this match. But because there's so many matches of flippy floppy and lots of little guys running around, there was a part of me that enjoyed this match because it's a different type of match that you don't see really anymore. Even though it was slow and clunky and whatever else. So I have a certain respect for this match. If I had to go back and watch anything from tonight on Monday Night Raw, I would watch Seth's opening intro promo. I kind of liked Bayley and Sasha's situations a little bit. Kind of. And I would watch the Big Show and Randy Orton. That's just me. But I didn't think tonight was great at all. I gave it a 4 out of 10. And that's about it. That's all I have to say about it. 4 out of 10, Monday Night Raw, blah. Better than Extreme Rules. They could have done so much at Extreme Rules, they didn't do it. They false finished us 70 times and gave us WrestleMania 9 over and over again at Extreme Rules. Giant Gonzalez was a flash in the pan goodbye. Great Khali even was a whatever. Mark Henry, I don't know if maybe Mark Henry's considered a super heavyweight. Is he? I don't know. Mark Henry to me is more along the lines of like Yokozuna, but I mean, Mark Henry is up there. And unfortunately, Mark Henry should have held more titles than he ever had. Mark Henry should have had a few championship runs. He really did well when he got that ECW title. Mark Henry, I mean, it didn't make any sense, right? The ECW champion's Mark Henry, that didn't really make sense, but the belt had changed to be this big, giant title, and it just looked good with him. He wasn't the greatest in the ring at that time. He was slower and things like that, but yeah, Mark Henry could have had more opportunities, I feel like. A few more. And a title run or two that he didn't have. I don't understand. But yeah, it would be like Big Show, Andre the Giant, Big Show, Mark Henry, Yokozuna. I thought Khali was kind of terrible. He's a nice guy, and he's all right. But, Great Khali is like King Kong Bundy to me. But yeah, King Kong Bundy would be in there too somewhere. And they gave away the Fiend versus Braun at SummerSlam. It's summer shit. Oh, really? I don't know if I am KB. I'm not sure yet, man. It's pretty late. I think I'm going to clean up the house, man. I might not. I'm not sure. I prefer a mix of both. Being a 90s kid, I don't mind the slow, precise match. And I love a good quick... Yeah, I'm the same way, Darnell. Darnell, I really liked what AEW was doing early on. If you guys remember, AEW was great early on. They would have a Joey Janela versus Kenny Omega had that anything goes like TLC match that was great. In a dark match, they would have a technical match that was great, a classic technical match with Cody and somebody else. Then they would have the crazy flippy floppy over the top, just throw it out the window, kamikaze Young Bucks match. And then they would have a slugfest, so they had all these different style matches. And when they mixed that variety together, that's what I really appreciated about AEW. And going forward, that's what I would hope AEW would keep doing, is giving us these varieties. Like, guess what? We got something for everybody. And then we've got some, like, kind of Attitude Era, like, over-the-top stuff going on. But then we've got also these standings and rules that matter. We've got good interviews and promos. We've got these backstage skits. And then we've got these 4 or 5 different type of matches for everybody throughout the night that it's always changing up the pace. When I watch Raw, it's always the same match almost every night. Every match tonight was about the same, except Big Show and Randy. That was more of a methodical big man slug match. And so that's why I appreciated it for being a little bit different. And I think that they're missing one or two different styles on top of those to really fluctuate Raw, to keep it fresh. Instead, everybody comes out and does the same moves every week. It's the same thing. And I think one thing that AEW really had going for it was it had these different stylistic matches. Cody Rhodes and Dustin could come out and give you a classic like 80s, 90s, early 2000s style wrestling match that told a story that could actually be that could be the best match of the night. Even though it wasn't the most flashy match, it had the most emotion. They're going to come out and give you the most emotion of the night. But then the Young Bucks are going to come out and they're going to give you some of the most like, holy shit moment of the night, even if the match kind of doesn't make sense and they're flipping everywhere. Then someone's going to come out and bleed in a match that's called the barbed wire fire match. And then there's going to be a backstage promo that's crazy. And then there's going to be better commentary than WWE, than robotic interviews. And when they were doing that at the beginning, AEW, that was when I was like, this is awesome. This is great. And so that's what was exciting about AEW. But now AEW is kind of, they're kind of getting a little bit lost a little bit. But I still like it better than WWE right now. But in NXT, they try to have these storylines and some things, and NXT has good matches, better matches than the main roster usually. So NXT is better than the main roster. Sometimes it's better than AEW. But AEW to me is still right now is my number one thing that I'm seeing as ridiculous, and they all can be ridiculous. I mean, AEW said that they were not going to do anything like Vince Russo, and that shock factor is out the window. AEW said shock factor is out the window, and we're not going to have Vince Russo work for us. Well, I got news for you, AEW. You've done about 7 Vince Russo ideas. Did you know that? And the most recent one was orange juice raining from the sky. Well, that was Vince Russo's idea in WWE when blood came down. That was Vince Russo's idea. And so many other ideas that you guys have grabbed. And you've done like your take on it. Basically WWE style stuff. But yet AEW said, we're not going to have Vince Russo be here. That guy's a racist and a homophobe, and shock factor's out the window, and we're not going to do anything like that. I hated the late 90s. But then Joey Ryan's got dicks coming down to the ring with him. And there's a dinosaur, and there's all these other things. Like, it's just like, what? You literally are parodying tons of WWE stuff. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Donations. I'm going to play the donations. Thank you guys for donating, man. And still a big shout out to the top donator of the stream. He is at the $100 spot, Black Lab. We're getting a lot of Joe Cronin rants tonight because Jake DeMarco was not feeling well tonight. After raising $2,600 for children, he was a little tired. He had to go to sleep after raising $2,600 for the children. By the way, the donation link is still up. The money goes directly to the Connecticut charity via Extra Life, if you guys are familiar with Extra Life, the charity. And should you be inclined to not want to support my broke ass and keep me on the air, well, maybe you want to help the kids. There's the link in the chat. Let's see, maybe, if we can get that to $3,000 by the time we shut down, or Jake shuts down the link by the end of the week. For the kids, baby. Shout out to Jake DeMarco and his daughter, who had a great birthday party last week, I heard. And happy birthday to everybody who's having birthdays today and tomorrow. And hopefully you stay away from the COVID. You know, you wear the mask, but you stay vigilant. Don't be controlled by the government or anything, but try to wear a mask to protect each other. I know, I'm a little bit liberal, but try to do it, I think. I think it's a good thing to do. It can't hurt, man. Can't hurt. Might not help, but can hurt. But it might help a little bit. You never know. But don't let the government control you. And don't be sheep. But, hey, fuck it, man. We wear seatbelts. Might as well throw it on. But do whatever you want. This is America.
What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
I'd rather have a needle stuck in my urethra. I'd rather be raped and jailed with a loofah. I'd rather fall onto a pit of spikes. I'd rather Benoit my whole family. I'd rather be a black slave named Kunta Kinte Thomas's grandfather than listen to Mike.
Oh my God, Mike Messier really murdered people earlier. El Gallo de Oro, the way the white man says it. El Gallo de Oro. Thank you for the $3, my friend. Mike Messier, I think it's time. I think we know why he didn't get hired at WWE. Shit bum. Seriously.
What's up, Joe? Didn't watch Raw. I pretty much came to the conclusion that the only wrestling I watch is old stuff or I'll watch Impact.
Yes, absolutely, Broken Lion. Thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum. Yeah, man. Well, Broken Lion, don't watch Raw. Don't watch it. Thanks for being a $5 shit bum. Patrick Crawford says, at least you know mask is to protect others from you and not to protect you from others. Yes. It's mostly to protect your projectiles. Like, you can cut down on your projectiles a little bit. It doesn't protect you 100%. You can still catch COVID with a mask on easily, but it does. It helps you a little bit, right? It helps to stop the projectiles a little bit. And any way you can help helps, right? I guess. So that's the thing. But yeah, you got to know that it's not some force field that just protects you. It's not like that. Unless you're wearing a full-blown fucking thing. Toxic Goat. Thanks for becoming a sub, Toxic Goat. You are the beast, Toxic Goat. James is hosting me on Twitch, man. Thank you for hosting me. I'm not even on Twitch right now. I'm not even live on Twitch at all. If anybody has Amazon Prime, it is free to subscribe to me on Twitch. I get $3 and it costs you nothing. So that's one way to help.
Chat party.
Why are they shoehorning 6 black guys into one story?
Are you referring to the triple threat match? And Mustafa Ali is not black. He's Middle Eastern. Patrick Crawford, thanks for the $1.99. Or are we talking about somebody else? Patrick in the chat, tell me in the chat. Thanks for the donation. I don't want to make you donate again, but in the chat, tell me. I'll try to look for it. Isn't Mustafa Ali is Middle Eastern? He's not black. Mustafa Ali kind of looks like probably what Jesus looked like, to be honest. Thanks, Patrick. You know, white people always trying to make Jesus look white. Black people want Jesus to be black. He's really like Middle Eastern looking. Right? I don't know, man. Patrick Crawford, thank you. If he's even real. We'll see. Impact is on the rise. Yeah, you know, they might be. Maybe they are a little bit. Again, they seem to come back every 3-4 years, right?
What else we got?
Maybe they are on the rise again.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
The only thing Amanda Carmine is the queen of is having crater dimples and male parts. Also, she is a cross-eyed retarded cunt.
Oh my God. Oh no. Oh my God, no. Savage. Oh my God. Congrats to the queen, Amanda Carmen. 2 weeks in a row. I love toes. That was horrific.
Here we go. I'm about to get
oh
it,
my
man.
God.
Here we go. Ridiculous piece of shit. Here we go. Here we go.
Good God, dude.
Oh, no.
Here, you go, Joe, take more of my money.
Oh. Lady, Broken Lion, thank you, man. Broken Lion is a $25 patron, man. Broken Lion, thank you so much, my friend. You are literally a beast.
Oh, yeah? Horny guys? Can't wait for my fucking Christmas tree. Can't wait for my fucking Christmas tree.
Yeah.
I'm coming on your ass, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, JCS Army proudly brings to you its _1 friend in the world, the Tom Dog, Tommy NC 2010, the JCS to the JOJOE CRONIN PPPPP pants, poopy pants, PPP, Tommy NC.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that.
Tommy, random calling me at 1:38 in the morning towards the end of the Raw review. To what do I owe this pleasure of you?
Honest to God, I was bored with Monday Night Raw. Like I know I should have called in earlier, but I kind of like just was chilling on my couch and it struck me. I said, "Shoot!" And he called Joe's show and gave my opinion about Raw. It struck me. My bad.
Well, no, I was just joking, man. It's all I was just kind of setting it up. Like, here you know, no, it's all good. It's good you called me now because I've already said, dude, I've ranted for a couple hours now on it. There's really nothing else for me to say, so it's good to hear a different voice. You know.
Raw.
Oh,
I
and by the way, I don't want to get into it because like I said, I want to keep all that stuff out of here. But I do want to say sorry that I thought you sent a clip or something earlier today. I really believed that. I didn't realize I'd also said it somewhere. So just want to say sorry to you for that because I believed that. But I made a mistake. So
no problem, Joe. I understand. I don't know where you got that idea that I had sent a clip.
Well, I'll tell you off air. No, I won't. I don't even care. Who cares? Anyway, just wanted to say sorry that I thought you did something you didn't do. Anyway, go ahead.
All right.
Raw was boring. You were bored.
It was lackluster. I guess the Big Show and Orton match was decent, but it's just like, and one of the craziest things is like they call Orton the Legend Killer, and I want to confuse this. Orton did this gimmick a long time ago, so now why is he still doing it? Like a Legend Killer is supposed to be young. And that's what a legend killer is, like somebody in the beginning of his game, and he's taking out legends because he's the young wolf. What we have here is an old wolf attacking older wolves also. So what's the point of him being the legend killer?
It is weird because he's already been this, it feels like, and so it's like, why is he doing it again now that he's kind of a legend already? So he is a legend now.
He should attack himself. There should be, I could tell you a good storyline that WWE should use. Randy looks in the mirror and he's taking down all the legends, but he looks in the mirror and he sees himself and he realizes, wait a second, I'm a legend. I need to kill myself.
Now, I mean, he may in the ring. I mean, Randy's always getting hurt by inanimate objects, so I mean, you may get your wish. Dude, remember WrestleMania with 30 when he gave the RKO to Bryan or somebody outside the ring, and he just landed on that square monitor? Dude, that was the worst.
I think he cut himself because I think he injured himself because of that. No. I thought the funniest one is where he stepped into he was on top of an announcement table and he put his foot down and he landed right through the table.
That's hilarious.
It must have been painful for him, but it was funny to me because it was like watching a wrestler botch what he was doing and just like, oh.
Yeah, he also got harpooned by a chair in a cage match once, I remember.
Ow!
There's a whole bunch
I
of
think
them.
it's funny to see wrestlers botch a match because they've practiced it so many times, and you think they would not miss a step, but it's just funny to watch them botch a match in real life. Of course, the match Batista and John Cena, which was that was WrestleMania, or was that was SummerSlam? Am I right?
Right. Yeah. SummerSlam. Were you thinking of when he cashed in the Money in the Bank?
Well, yeah, where they both went over the top rope and they
the Rumble, the Royal Rumble.
That right there had to be probably one of the biggest botches in WWE history because both wrestlers got knocked out of the ring.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, do you remember ever seeing when Lex Luger and Bret Hart did it?
No. Remember, Joe, I didn't watch wrestling back in the 90s and stuff like that, dude. I started watching wrestling in mid-2000s.
You got to watch it, though. You got to go, I know you won didn't you win the free WWE Network for 3 months?
I have the network, yeah.
Okay, so, that's one thing you should look up, if you can, on the network. Look up the Royal Rumble 1994, or it might be 1994, right before WrestleMania 10, Bret Hart and Lex Luger went out at the same time. It was the first time that happened.
It's a shame what happens to these wrestlers. I heard Lex Luger had gotten cancer. I heard, and
yeah, he's in a wheelchair, but he killed Miss Elizabeth. So whatever, allegedly. Nah, he didn't really kill anybody. He just he was a druggie, and they were doing drugs, and he enabled her, and she enabled him, and I don't know, something bad happened. He didn't really kill anybody. That's alleged, but
Which a couple years later, Macho Man ended up dying in a car accident and a massive heart attack.
Right. Yeah, he had a heart attack and then he crashed because of it. Right. That's what it was.
No, I heard that he got in the car accident, and then as he was trying to get out of the car, he had the massive heart attack, which killed him.
Good Lord, I don't remember that. That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I had heard some rumors that when he had died, that he got into a car accident in his Jeep in Florida, and when he went to get out of the car, that's when he had his heart attack.
Oh God, I heard he got out of the car and he went, "Ooh no." Oh, that's fucked up, man. I'm sorry. I love Macho.
What's really bad is when somebody iconic passes away, and then you have that dark sense of humor, and you're just like, a joke will pop into your head after they have died.
Well, I don't even think I could joke about it when it happened. That sucked when it happened, but now I can, because it's not even like real to me. But it's like, yeah, it sucks, but.
And the thing was, when Macho Man passed away, I really didn't understand who Macho Man was at the time, because I was just getting into wrestling at the time. And, one of my friends had introduced me into wrestling, and, I was diving into wrestling and watching stuff like on YouTube, and even borrowing DVDs from people just to understand the background of wrestling and what the dynamic of it is, and as long as I have, it's kind of interesting to look into how wrestling is, very transcending, and how it set the standards for for entertainment, and how it goes back and forth in between Hollywood. And by the way, Joe, when do you think we're going to see John Cena again? Or do you think he should finally just retire and say he's hanging up his jeans?
When the Undertaker?
Yeah, wait a minute. The Undertaker and him already had a match together, didn't they?
I mean, Undertaker apparently they're saying is retired. I mean, once Survivor Series comes, we're gonna know. But it looks like, I mean, in that Undertaker documentary that just came out, the Last Ride documentary, the 5-part whatever, it was amazing. Yeah. He basically announced his retirement in it. Now, he could show up on Survivor Series or something as a surprise thing, but according to that documentary, he retired.
It just seems like, it just seems it's a good documentary. I've watched some of it, and it just seems so lackluster, that he would but the thing is that, he had retired once at WrestleMania. He hung up his coat, he put his coat in the ring, and they even had a ring skirt with, part of the ring where the Undertaker had retired on it. And I'm like, but then he comes back for next WrestleMania and wrestles. So they really kind of WWE is really bad with putting their storylines together. They take a lot of storylines and they just whitewash it. I seem to notice that WWE does that a lot.
Yeah, they kind of bail on a lot of stuff. Now, sometimes it's like, somebody got sick or something happened, but we know from superstars that leave WWE and go, back somewhere else, and then they do a podcast, we know that they also pull the hook, like you just said, on a ton of shit. And they're making you think they're going to do something, and then they just completely bail on it. And they never give you an answer as to what happened or close it down or whatever it is. They just, they bail on it.
The one thing I thought was, it kind of got, and you said this a while back ago, it kind of got the reveal, the comeback of CM Punk was kind of like, I feel like it was whitewashed, in my opinion. Like, he wasted his return on a talk show, which he doesn't even show up anymore on, I think. Because of the pandemic, he doesn't even do that anymore. Am I right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like he wasted his chance to come back to WWE, but even though CM Punk said that he would never return back to wrestling, because he had swore he would never come back, but even though it's with Fox, it's still labeled with WWE. So, a lot of wrestlers were still trying to taunt him to come back, but, Punk won't even step into a WWE ring as long as Vince McMahon is still alive.
I think that he wanted, an absurd amount of money because he basically doesn't want to get in the ring, so he's like, yeah, I'll get in the ring, $50 million, or something like that. And something that they probably wouldn't pay him, but if they did, he'd be like, all right, cool, wow.
Well, did you hear what happened to him? I didn't like CM Punk when he was wrestling, but the story that when he was with Colt Cabana, he told about that story where he had that bump on his back.
Yeah.
And the doctor said, what?
No, I said, yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
And, Vince, just gave him Z-Pack after Z-Pack. And he's like, I'm surprised you're not dead. Because, that's all he was doing was taking Z-Packs. And apparently, so, it's surprising that why he wouldn't want to come back and wrestle, and somebody, it just seems like, a lot of these wrestlers have a bad tone with WWE because how they handle their wrestlers.
Yeah, they leave a bad taste in people's mouths when it seems like someone's not taking care of you or looking out for you. You start to get grumpy, or when you see other people treated better than you or different than you get angry. But also, Punk is kind of a dink too, so it's hard to tell. A lot of other people put up with a lot of shit. It feels like, but it seems like eventually Punk doesn't put up with shit. And
you want to hear something fun? You want to hear something funny? Everybody that talks shit to Punk on his Twitter, they get blocked. So back when Punk was still wrestling, I used to talk shit to Punk a lot. I used to tweet at him and say, you suck as a wrestler.
Jesus.
And not once did Punk ever block me on Twitter.
He probably muted you early, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I noticed he never blocked me once, and I'm like, I can talk shit to CM Punk, and he's not gonna block me.
Well, he doesn't. Never mind. Seth Rollins, man, what did you think of Seth tonight? You like Seth's evil villain guy character?
I think it's kind of. I wanted to see Big Show win. Honestly, I wanted to see Big Show knock Randy Orton's teeth down his throat.
Ooh.
Honestly.
Well,
it's the Big Show.
It's the Big Show.
I think it's just best for maybe Big Show to maybe call it quits and maybe go back and make another series, make another episode, another season of his show, The Big Show on Netflix.
Yeah, the Netflix stuff is better than anything here. He needs to he looks very sore, and he's big and old and beaten up and bruised. Tommy, I'm going to let you go, man. I appreciate you calling me, and we'll do it honestly maybe this week or something, man. And thanks for stopping by, and I hope your friend doesn't get to my family.
You probably won't.
Well, he did say it the other day, though. You condone it. All right, see you, Tommy.
See you, Dan.
It's funny. Yeah, he called me Dan. It's funny that your friend wants to attack my family and wife. That's funny. Let's but the things I do are so bad. 703, hello.
What's up, Joe Cronin? It's Magpul Mike.
Magpul Mike, holy crap, and OG. Go for it,
How
man.
you doing, man?
What's up, dude?
Not much, man. Just wanted to call. Wanted to get your thoughts on Slammiversary.
So I have not seen it yet, but what I did see of it looked more exciting than Extreme Rules Horror Show. And I don't think I'm going to see Slammiversary probably until tomorrow, because I think I'm going to maybe catch it tomorrow in the afternoon. I have not seen it yet, but I've only seen some of the highlights, and lucky enough, too, I've stayed away from spoilers, so I'm going to give it a fair watch, and I'm going to talk about it. But, I have no clue right now. I only know some of the things that happened. I do know some spoilers about some people that came back and things like that, but, that's about it.
Yeah, I was really surprised. You probably know about this, but they gave Diana Perazzo the Knockouts Championship, which is quite a shocker, because it was pretty much her debut match.
Damn, man. Well, I felt like they were starting anew a little bit. Like, they realized there's going to be a lot of people returning back to watch Slammiversary for the first time in a long time. So,
exactly.
Yeah, so I think that they like the idea of someone new in a match, trying to pull off a really good match, and then they win a title. Yeah, and then you can like follow somebody like right from the beginning. So
exactly, because she killed in NXT, but they just didn't give her a chance.
Right. Yeah, no, I think you're right, man. And I actually didn't know that one. So yeah, they just get spoiled, but that's okay. I'm still gonna watch it because I'm gonna watch how it begins and ends.
Yeah, believe it or not, she's actually Marty Scurll's girlfriend.
Oh yeah. Why wouldn't I believe it?
I understand. I'm just fucking with you, man.
I'm like, what is he? He an oaf? No, I got you. No, it's funny.
The head booker of Ring of Honor.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. That's why it's funny. He's the head. He might not be for long. I heard rumors he was going to be gone too.
Yeah, man. Nobody really knows what's going on in the wrestling world right now, man. It's all up in the air, to be honest.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that. Oh no, Ric Flair's wife has COVID.
What?
New York Post tweets out 6 hours ago, and I wouldn't have seen this if it wasn't for Solomonster, who thanks to him as well for donating to me on my birthday and to Jake's charity stream. New York Post, WWE star Ric Flair is spotted without mask, even though his wife has COVID.
That's crazy.
What the fuck, dude? That's so weird, man. Oh, Magpul Mike, man, thanks for calling, bro. You have a good night, okay, man?
Yeah, you too as well, man. Keep up the good work, man. You're killing it.
Thank you, dude. Thanks for all the support. Magpul Mike has been a donator for a while and a viewer and a great supporter, man. I can't thank you enough, dude. And everybody. That is crazy. That's super dangerous, dude. Ric Flair's wife got COVID. What? Fucking Solid Monster put the eyes on it. That's the... Oh my god, dude, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh my god, dude, I'm gonna fucking croak. Oh my god, man, thank you. Oh yeah, Vader is, I guess, another pick for another big guy, whatever. But oh my god. Okay, so anyway, I don't think I have anything more to say. I think I've done everything I can. I've taken a lot of calls tonight. Solo tonight again. You got the old Joe Cronin from back in 2012, 2013, and maybe a little 2014 Joe Cronin here with the solo review while Jake is sick. Jake did text me, though, from his bed saying, oh, my God, Mike Messier. I'm fucking...
Here we go. I'm about to get it,
man.
Oh,
my God, dude.
Here we go. About to get it, man. Here we go. Here we go.
What up, Brokenlion?
Oh, no.
Nick Cannon got fired because if a white guy did it, he would have been in for equality, not some one-sided BS.
I'm glad Nick Cannon got fired. By the way, Brokenlion is a black man. I'm glad Nick Cannon got fired because if it was a white guy, he would have been, I'm for equality. Yeah, that's I respect that, Brokenlion. I can appreciate that, man, that you're not like, F that, white people all need to be fired, but black people, you're equal like most people are. Most people are like that. You know what I mean? They want to see everybody treated the same. Yeah, I mean, Brokenlion, you're not a dumb SJW. Most of them are white people anyway.
Super Chat Party.
Patrick Crawford, what up, dude?
MVP, Shelton, Lashley, Cedric, Apollo, Ricochet.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right, huh? But they put in Mustafa Ali tonight in place of Apollo. But yeah, you're right. It's I don't know. WWE likes the. I don't know, dude. It's weird. They're screwed if they put a lot of black guys on TV. Then then they call it like, oh look, WWE loves like black on black crime or whatever. But if they don't put enough people on TV, then they're racist. So what are you gonna do? It is weird that they pair people and stuff like that. But they may also be pairing these guys because they're all buddies. And maybe they're like, hey, let's do a thing. Let's work together with these guys. Maybe these guys hang out a lot together. A lot of times that is what happens. And they're like, all right, let's work together. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
White people always fighting white people. Everybody fights everybody. Who cares?
What's up, Joe? Fuck Raw and SmackDown. Glow's better than this gingivitis.
Oh my God.
Anyways, much love, JQ Sexy Beast. I'm a goo blaze up, keep up the good shit. Joey Vince voice, feed me more eye back.
Well, I want to thank you in Vince McMahon voice to Serious Stroke Game. Serious Stroke Game, man. Smoke a joint from me, brother, dude. Light one up of that sticky, icky Black Lab with the $100 drop.
Oh,
Top
a little
dono.
bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Amanda, the queen of blowing the poll of Dwelsh and asking Casey is raw to go raw in her to one-eyed gargoyle babies.
Oh, my God. Amanda Carmen is the queen of the wheel. But AJ Adams is on the attack. Absolutely on the attack. Thank you so much, AJ Adams, for the support with your savagery. Jesus. I mean, good Lord, dude.
What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Hey Burger Boy. Legend has it the next storyline for Randy will involve Randy viciously attacking DeBar's legendary pussy week after week until she blows her load.
Good God, man. We actually talked about Randy attacking Drew McIntyre earlier. I love toes. Thank you for the $3. Yeah, we really think that Seth, though, is going to... that Randy is going to attack Drew McIntyre at some point. So, I really think we're going that way.
Super Chat Party.
Cena screws Tommy's mom's main event of SummerSlam.
Oh, God. Well, let's be honest, Patrick Crawford, that will probably be the most entertaining thing at SummerSlam. That could be the most, like the conception of a Mongoloid may be the most impressive thing that happens at SummerSlam. I mean, I never thought about that. That's a great point. That could be really what goes down, dude. I think you might be onto something. Shout out to Patrick Crawford for that $1.99, baby. Appreciate that, brother. Your man.
What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
AJ Adams and I Love Toes can go suck each other off. Hashtag bombing raid crew.
Damn, man. Some trash talk coming in from the bombing raid crew. Thank you to D. Welsh. He is the leader, apparently, of the bombing raid crew. And he brings it on Monetize This. Tomorrow night is Throwdown. We may throw down tomorrow afternoon. I don't know yet. We may do something. I'm not sure. Check out our Patreon up here. 330 of you guys are patrons. I'm going to shout out the $25 producers in a minute because you guys keep my channel going. For every $101 patrons, there's now 31 of you guys that are $25 patrons keeping it going. There's the donation link. You can save it in your phone, keep it saved, whatever else. Download tons of audio. Follow me on Twitter at JCS Commentary, Instagram.com/Joe Cronin Show, Facebook.com/Joe Cronin Show. You guys can always call the show up there. Add me on Skype, DANNY, Danny Deadly on Skype, 339-226-6610. Join the Patreon. Thank you guys for donating. Thanks for being here and listening to me rant and be weird tonight on this throwback solo review of Raw. Please check out the Patreon. I have several shows coming this week on Patreon that you can't hear anywhere else. Plus, you get access to hundreds of other podcasts that I've done over the last 4 years. We've had some epic shows on Patreon. You can search any of them by searching on Patreon. You can type it in, and it will pop up easily for you on your phone or on desktop. Bam, it's on your phone or desktop. Save your data plan by downloading most of our shows in audio form because I'm converting most of the shows now into audio form and putting them up on Patreon so you can avoid commercials and listen to the audio and save your data plan at work or driving or whatever. You guys know I do hour-long to 3 hours to 7-hour shows. They're going to be all put up in audio form mostly. Plus, I do a bunch of shows on Patreon that aren't wrestling-related that you can't hear anywhere else. Me and my wife's podcast, me and Jesse, me and Jake, Corrupted Podcast, and Morning Madness, Note to Self, and a bunch of shit is coming as well. Me and Famous B are hitting one up tomorrow again for another episode of Me and Famous B's podcast. You may know him from Lucha Underground before it went Lucha out of business. And maybe he'll be getting picked up soon by a company. We don't know. We're stay tuned on Famous B and so much more. Thank you guys for listening tonight. You guys are all beasts. And a big shout out to Black Lab. $100. He's the champ tonight.
H. Adams, you nerd. Go bye-bye.
Oh, man. We're having a Having a little donation fight. Yo, it's the DRE in the PEEP.
It's for the girl that I just raped her, boy. I'm coming up inside of CM Punk. I'm gonna break his ribs and shell shock his junk. Yes, RYA. Raya back. Yeah, I'm gonna slay in the ring.
I was a Navy SEAL. Patrick Crawford, thank you so much, man. Shout out to the patrons. The motherfucking patrons out there. Look at the $25 patrons. These are the producers. By the way, shout out to all the patrons, no matter even if you're $1. I'm working on getting you guys on a list too, so it can come down like this.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it. That's
Want
it.
some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Fuck this, I'm joining the Jedi. Yeah, I second Dwelsh. Fuck AJ Adams.
Oh. The bombing raid crew may be adding another member to their stable of donators. Amanda Carmen, 2 times queen, still the queen, and on Monetize this Friday night on my other YouTube channels, Shame on News or Corrupted Nation. One of those channels will be live this Friday. And oh my God, could she retain a 3rd week in a row? I don't know. What happens if she does? Then that's kind of crazy. Good night, everybody. If there's something you got to say to me that I missed out on, hit me up on Patreon or Twitter at JCS Commentary, or email me, joecroninshow@yahoo.com. Good night. Shout out to the producers on Patreon. Shout out to Jake, man. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for the support. It's the DRE. Fuck your mother in the bathroom, girl. Hasta luego. Buenos noches. Sayonara.
Raw, SmackDown, WWE, or AEWN. Tune in to the Joe Cronin Show. Live on YouTube for review and reaction. Joe Cronin and Jake break down all the action. All of it. The Joe Cronin Show. Your source for wrestling opinions, news, and insanity. A wrestling podcast with attitude. Mature audiences only. Join our community of over 70,000 people. Subscribe free on YouTube to The Joe Cronin Show.